যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Muted. My mic is muted every day. StreamYard, they changed this feature. It used to auto unmute after the music. It doesn't anymore, so I forget every day. So yeah, as usual, a mad news cycle in Bengal today. We have about 6-7 topics to get to. Mainly four topics. My mic is fine. Yeah. So the Burkean conservative, a fan of Edmund Burke, becomes the finance minister for West Bengal. And this is probably the very first time in Indian political history that a truly economic fiscal conservative has become a minister in India. This is the first time in post-independence history. And that also started with Bengal. What a surprise. Among the many things that has started in Bengal, ideologically speaking, the first truly conservative, fiscal conservative minister comes from Bengal. What a great day. So we will discuss the impact of this. What can we expect? Can we expect an Overton window shift in discourse, first and foremost, because of his becoming the finance minister? Because otherwise he doesn't really have any conservatism to do in Bengal. It's a broke socialist state. And in order to win even municipality elections, you'll have to offer freebies. Otherwise, you can't do anything. That's the standard in Bengal today. But at least will the conversation change around freebies? The finance minister opening his mouth on issues will have different connotations. And as his as the finance minister, the first press conference that Dr. Swapan Dasgupta did today, Dr. Swapan Dasgupta, guys, pronounce it correctly. He already, thanks guys for becoming new members. He already, at the end of the press conference, he just took the opportunity to mention, thank God. Someone was asking him about taxes. Someone was asking, a journalist was asking him about, sir, you said that taxes, funds that come from taxes may or may not be enough for all these freebies, etc. So are you saying you are going to increase taxes, etc.? So a conversation surrounding that starts, and he ends the press conference saying that, high taxes do not always mean and ultimately high tax revenue collected by the government, high amounts of money in the pocket of the government. It's often the other, and he actually gave examples as well. That's what you need people like Swapan Dasgupta for. He gave examples of how there have been instances where the tax rates are so high, so unreasonable that people just don't pay it, and there's no tax revenue. In fact, if you decrease the tax rate, people end up paying, and the tax revenue goes higher, because there are consequences to you not paying taxes in the end, right? So There's only so much amount of risk and the expenditures that come along with risk that you would be ready to take in order to not pay taxes. But if the tax rates are more reasonable, why would you go through the hassle of taking the risk when you have to pay for that risk as well? So a West Bengal government finance minister explaining that was insane. And some people are bringing up the issue of him not being from a finance background or economics background. I haven't seen any significant discourse around it. Nobody really cares for two reasons. Because people like Pranab Mukherjee have been the finance ministers. The current finance minister in Chhattisgarh doing a great job is an IAS, not from a finance background. And most importantly, we have had finance ministers in West Bengal from the finance background. Amit Mitro, Ashok Mitro, Ashim Dasgupta, they have not done anything. Allegedly, Amit Mitro was not allowed to do anything, Trinamool's guy. But Ashok Mitro and Ashim Dasgupta were pretty much, they actively made sure that Bengal's economy goes to the dogs with their economics degree. And Ashim Dasgupta's economics degree was from MIT, of all places. So what do we even do with economics degrees and finance degrees in West Bengal? It's almost pointless. Will it change the Overton window? I think it will, because of such news bites every now and then that tax breaking, completely destroying conventional wisdom surrounding taxes, that just because you raise the tax rates to the stratosphere, keep raising it, anything to any amount you want, and you will definitely go around collecting all that tax from everybody. There's no shades to this conversation at all. So those myths breaking down from his very first day in office officially. We must be hopeful because of this. And we will discuss the entire minister list as well. Jagannath Chatterjee is the education minister for some reason, but I don't think there is much to do in West Bengal education other than simply filling up vacancies. So you don't really need a professor to do that. So in this case, at least in West Bengal, RSS getting the education ministry is probably not that big of a deal, because it's not like they could do any significant thing with the education ministry anyway. I mean, Jagannath Chatterjee probably knows the problems of the academia. So if it's up to him, he'll probably at best set up a COBIRD or ICAS research set department in JU presidency. As for directly convincing him to hire alternative kinds of academics with legit degrees and not diploma mills and PhD mills from Gujarat, if someone is able to convince him that you must have such academics, he may or may not do it. But other than that, there's not really much to do. West Bengal government syllabus is not that leftist to begin with. Our Vanguard bros are also joining. Swapan is here already. I'll take him in after I'm done speaking. And ICSE board syllabus, you're not going to mess with anyway. CBSE, NEP and all has been altered by the central government already. So what do we even expect from RSS or non-RSS guy running the education ministry in West Bengal? Not much, just increase the hiring, fill up the vacancies and hope for the best. Because even that's not really going to fix the education system in West Bengal. It's just going to make sure that more people are employed and more people are able to tell other people, gossip to other people that, I do go to a school, by the way. That's all you'll achieve in West Bengal. Even that was not happening, at least. Maybe first of all, I would expect him to bring back passing and failing, etc. Failing exams. Passing has been obviously not been taken away. In Bengali, we colloquially say pass fail tula dewa hoyeche, so I was translating from there. But failing needs to come back. That's the only thing to do in terms of in terms of improving the quality of education. Everything else is just logistic stuff that he will take care of probably, and it's not going to matter anyway. RSS in education ministry example, yeah. Now it's just because an RSS guy takes over, therefore paper leaks will happen. That's not the case, obviously. You all know that. And Jagannath Chatterjee might not be as incompetent an administrator as Dharmendra Pradhan. So I don't think just because Jagannath Chatterjee becomes the education minister, now paper leaks will start happening. But the disappointments you all have with Dharmendra Pradhan otherwise as an education minister, those disappointments will probably be there with Jagannath Chatterjee as well. Primary education with Deepak Burman. Yeah, so he also has to take care of the school fill up. Oh, I completely forgot. Yes, Jagannath Chatterjee is the Minister for Higher Education. So yes, I expect a lot of Gobar research in Jadavpur University and filling up of posts in the universities, taking care of corruption in these universities, looking after let's say the hiring of Group D, Group C staff, and making sure they do their jobs properly, making sure the toilets in government colleges are clean, etc. That kind of logistical stuff. As for the filling up the vacancies in the primary education system, that has to be done by this person called Deepak Burman. We will look him up. I don't know who he is. From which constituency is he, Paramita Ghosh? Why Sanjeev Sanyal didn't become finance minister? I never said he will become the finance minister. I have been saying for the last 2 years that it's a huge demotion for him to become the finance minister. Why would he? If it wait, Shrine is texting something. Shrine, you can type on the main live chat as well, okay? Not the private one for these types of answers, okay? So yeah, Shrine is informing me that the school education minister, what's his name? Deepak Burman. He's from Falakata, North Bengal. So yeah, it would be a huge demotion for Sanjeev Sanyal to become the finance minister for West Bengal. He's a guy who lives in Delhi, former global strategist for Deutsche Bank, meets up and hangs out with the prime minister of the biggest democracy in the history of mankind at least twice a week. That guy is going to come to a broke state and work under Shubhendu with no powers, just to deliver freebies and have a few meetings with business luminaries, give a few talks on free market capitalism. That's what he's going to do with his career, really, after all these years. No. If he was a chief minister or something, or chief minister candidate, that would make sense for him. Otherwise, no. And that actually brings me to our second topic of discussion today, which is allegedly Mamata is going back to Congress. Allegedly, Sonia Gandhi has offered her the post of vice presidentship, all of which is pure horseshit. That is not going to work. If in fact that does end up happening just because Sonia Gandhi has lost her mind or Rahul has, that would mean that the almost entirety of Bengal Congress would shift to BJP. Because remember something about Congress and CPIM in West Bengal, the people who are still in these parties are not there for any gains. They are there just for the loyalty towards the party or the people who used to run the party in their childhood days, or because of the ideology of these parties. And since they have some ideological spine in their brains to even be in these parties after all these years, these people are not going to take lying down the idea of Mamata Banerjee joining their party. Because nobody has fucked Congress more than Mamata Banerjee in Bengal. She has repeatedly taken the help of Congress, ditched them. Taken the help of Congress, ditched them. Taken the help of Congress, ditched them. She has repeatedly done this. The entire senior political brass of Congress hates Mamata with their guts more than Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, all of you all combined. She has done it in 2001. After 2011, she has completely disbanded the Congress. So I don't see her joining at all. If she does join, if she's allowed to join, and especially if she becomes vice president, the remaining Congress party workers are all joining BJP or CPIM. Now, if she doesn't join Congress, what does she do then? There, I believe all they talked about in the indie meeting today was simply maybe strengthening. That meeting was kind of accepted because of Mamata's tantrums. Okay, mujhe meeting chahiye. That was what was going on. There was no other reason for Rahul or Sonia to actually set up this meeting in the first place. They were just humoring Mamata a little. That was all. Nothing is going to come out of it significantly. Then what does Mamata do? The 58 people, 58 MLAs, or it was 60 already, right? Who joined the TMCR Ritobroto faction, that number has already gone up. Okay, Ritobroto is saying that it will go up by tomorrow. Allegedly, 20 MPs of Trinamool have also declared that they have given signatures in that letter, which has been submitted to the speaker already, speaker of the Lok Sabha, that they are breaking away from the core Trinamool faction. And there is one name in there which I don't see how, but let's see. Certain rumors were saying that she's going to join Congress, which would make sense for her, Shiny. That's what I've been also saying ever since 4th May, because nothing else makes sense for her. She is good in English. She has good grasp over voice modulation and stuff. So all public speaking skills, she's top notch at. She has no political future in West Bengal. There is only going to be legal harassments against her because of her alleged monetary shenanigans, or because of the Shivling issue. She and Mahua both are, I think, better off in Delhi, working with Congress and coalescing all the English-speaking kids of the country with the hope of defeating BJP in 29, 34, 39 someday, etc. Bro, how awkward is it going to be for you if... first of all, we have not spoken since this happened. And it won't be awkward for me. It will be hilarious for me if we do end up talking, and if this happens. Why Congress is giving attention to Mamata after all this crap? Just an old lady, old time's sake. After all, indie partner. After all, anti-BJP. So just courtesy sake. এরা চাকরি কি করবে বা কি উন্নতি করবে, God knows. The education system is such that West Bengal students cannot speak proper English. Yeah. Mark my words, West Bengal will become Gujarat for BJP. I have a strong hunch that it will, guys. It's probably heading that way. So, in the context of journalists of the state going around saying that all these science fiction stuff is happening, okay, or epic fiction, fantasy fiction of Mamata joining Congress, Sonia Gandhi directly making her vice president, etc. All of that was started by absolutely amoral/immoral journalists, because that's why I segued here from the Sanjeev Sanyal story. Because remember, when I stopped hearing any chatter about, and I was telling you all that Sanjeev Sanyal is not getting involved in Bengal politics at all. After all this was confirmed, after I heard the chatter that yes, it's in fact settled that he's not getting involved at all. All of that was done about a month or so before the elections. At least, when was the Sunidhi Chauhan concert in Kolkata? I remember having a conversation with a significant person even on that day. Let me just check out. Sunidhi Chauhan concert in Kolkata was on March 25. Yeah. So about 1 or 2 weeks before that, by then it was kind of decided that it's not happening. So if me being a random guy with 16,000 subscribers and being a complete outsider to politics, especially right-wing politics in the world of BJP, etc., no RSS background, etc., if my contacts are saying that no, it's done, nothing is happening of that sort, and that was in fact the correct news, where were these journalists getting the news that Sanjeev Sanyal is taking a demotion of historic proportions and becoming the finance minister in West Bengal? That was not based on any sources then, right? That was just based on one report by Telegraph. And people know that writing any report with the hint that Sanjeev Sanyal might become the finance minister or any minister in West Bengal, that news is bound to go viral because of Sanjeev Sanyal's online popularity. They were simply farming that. They were doing nothing more than that. They were not being journalists at that point. And I saw that as a pattern of bad behavior, because a YouTube channel, a huge YouTube channel, a pretty old one at that, it has a name in English that is also similar to that's also the nickname of a famous Indian cricketer. But that channel also casually, very confidently, out of the blue, after all that chatter around Sanjeev Sanyal was settled, did a sort of an editorial video with the editor-in-chief, with an anchor on their YouTube channel, casually declaring, smartly, confidently declaring that yes, Sanjeev Sanyal is becoming the candidate from Uttar Krishnanagar Uttar. And that was utter horseshit as well. He also did that for the clicks. Telegraph allegedly, I think, also did it for the clicks. Everyone else jumped on the Sanjeev Sanyal story for the clicks. And that is exactly what's happening today as well. The journalists are having a fun time with clicks without any substance to their reports. What do you think about the sudden activeness of the commies? And it was bound to happen. It is going to happen more. And especially because a lot of commie supporters were laying dormant for 15 years. As I was giving the example a few days back, that I'm seeing young musician kids from my Bangla rock metal scene, etc., who did not criticize Trinamool all that much in the last 15 years. Every now and then, from one post or the other, like in 6-7 months, you would realize that yes, this guy actually hates Trinamool. Yeah, this guy seems to be a leftist, etc. Now they are up in arms all day long, fighting Hindutva fascism and the BJP. Okay, so simply being more lenient and liberal with approaching critics means that more people will oppose you. Under Mamata and Jyoti Basu, people were inactive, ineffective. Under Buddhadev Bhattacharya and now under Shubhendu, these people flourish. To be honest, Sanjeev Sanyal is wasting his talent among a bunch of Niti Aayog. Weren't many commies at the CJP protest. Top India had infiltrated. And who was there other than commies, Rutvik? Who other than commies can be at a CJP rally? My girlfriend narrating her favorite Wattpad stories is much more believable for me than Pishi going to Congress. I figured it was fake when they said Bhaipo will be made General Secretary, which will make him on paper equal to Priyanka Vadra. Will Shajal Ghosh be a good mayor? Yeah, probably. I think the Congress merger news is just an attempt to keep the flock together at least for some time. Yeah, because a lot of the ground level gundas, or not even gundas, the wannabe gundas who would go around threatening people who otherwise come from good families, non-violent families, etc. Even a lot of them are also politically orphans today, right? So they get some respite and breath of fresh air in their minds that okay, I guess so. Yeah, maybe Arup is absconding, maybe the party is breaking up, but I guess we will become Congress workers now. And so if some musician files a case on us, a Congress lawyer will represent us. That's the hope they are experiencing today. But I think that's going to be a rude awakening for them. Does Mamata Banerjee have anything to bargain into joining INC? Yeah, she does. Name recognition would mean she can coalesce some of the opposition base and stuff. But that's only on paper. That's the problem, Shuman. The reality is that the entirety of West Bengal's Congress base will leave and join CPIM and BJP if she joins. America has started consulate in Kolkata. Can there be any CIA hand on? What do you mean America has started consulate in Kolkata? American consulate has been here in Kolkata from before the independence, I think, from World War II, I guess, because that's where the commies used to protest forever and get beaten up against imperialism, etc. Shiv Sena entering Bengal politics is Shiv Sena West Bengal. Mati Marathi Manus. Shubhendu has kept law ministry. Biraj Bishwas is minister of state under him. Yeah. American consulate in Kolkata is its oldest consulate in the world, right? What do you think that good TMC will merge with BJP? They will have to, because the reality is that keeping Trinamool people outside your party means them being effective, and especially if some of them have the Bhalo Kaku impressions in their neighborhoods and stuff, it just means you are helping some other party strengthen themselves with the help of these people. So in the end, the best thing is chop off their wings, and make them serve inside the BJP. Would Swapan Dasgupta be Sanyal-esque in the sense of revival of ports, transport links, getting startups who innovate via policy that frees things up? Great question, Ludwig Perepa. Excuse me. I feel yes. I feel if at all Sanjeev Sanyal did take a demotion and become the finance minister here, whatever he would do, whatever he could do, whatever he was allowed to do, will be absolutely exactly done by Swapan Dasgupta himself as well. Because I think they are friends, they will be involved. Swapan Dasgupta will probably talk to Sanjeev Sanyal every now and then regarding these issues. And for God's sake, Sanjeev Sanyal's record-breaking event in Kolkata with 1,500 people after it had to change venues, okay, because not enough people were being. The initial venue could not accommodate all the people who were asking for the passes for the Sanjeev Sanyal and Desai Deepak talks. That event was itself organized by Khola Hawa, which is run by Swapan Dasgupta. And in the post speech, that post event dinner party was where I was invited, and I saw that those people are perfectly friends. Their wives are also both very involved in policy, in let's say, at least with plans, visions and stuff. Both of them are very highly educated women themselves. So I think we are getting essentially two finance ministers and two of the best possible ones through Swapan Dasgupta. Swapan Dasgupta being the finance minister means that he and Sanjeev Sanyal are the finance ministers of West Bengal. Now that's just my hunch and my reading of the vibe in that room, seeing the vibe in their relationship as well. It might just so be in the end that Swapan Dasgupta has some secret rivalry with Sanjeev Sanyal and never talks to him about these things. It might be in the end the case, and we find out about these things 15 years or 30 years later in a memoir by Sanjeev Sanyal or Swapan Dasgupta. So all of that might happen as well. Based on my reading, this is the case. Ludwig is saying, had no idea Khola Hawa was run by Swapan Dada. Also, yeah, that after party story on the walk with JSD. Yes, walk, not just walk, bro. In his car all the way to his hotel. Yeah, Khola Hawa is run by Swapan Dasgupta and his PA. Your prediction on 2027. What's there in 2027? Do you mean the UP elections or something else? Specify that, then I'll say. Swapan Dasgupta. I smoked some cheap fucking cigarettes with a bunch of wood dust and my throat is absolutely fucked, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going on having hot water and ginger now. Swapan Dasgupta may be the Margaret Thatcher of West Bengal, but RSS can act as bro. Shomotanu. He has the potential to be the Margaret Thatcher of West Bengal. He's not going to be allowed to be the Margaret Thatcher of West Bengal. On the most fun you can have with this factoid is that at least we now have a fan of Margaret Thatcher as the finance minister of West Bengal. Just be happy with that. You're not getting anything else. And RSS is not the only speed breaker here. RSS is going to be the speed breaker. BJP is going to be the speed breaker. West Bengal's populace is going to be the speed breaker. Every fucking commie in the state is going to be a speed breaker. Every fucking commie with a PhD, every Brahman with the Kayastha commie in the state, all around the world, are going to be speed breakers for any Thatcherbazi that Swapan Dasgupta tries to do. No more super chats for you until you quit smoking. Oh, I am sorry, sir. I never smoke in front of teachers anyway. I will see what I can do, sir. Yes, Swapan Dasgupta is finally the finance minister. हर घर माल बड़ो योजना दुआरे माल बड़ो. Oh, sir was just on News 18. What was he discussing? Which topics? Double engine Sarkar is going to be real. Yes. West Bengal lost out because anti-STF. Yes. And we kind of have a double engine Sarkar even in the finance ministry now. It's practically Sanjeev Sanyal plus Swapan Dasgupta. Okay. The other thing we have to discuss is the minister list that we will get to by the end of the live stream with our Vanguard bros. Shrayan is here as well. I will just touch upon 2 or 3 smaller points, more lesser significant points, which is there is a Ram Mandir in Newtown today, in Newtown in West Bengal, which is this which is in Bidhannagar, right adjacent to Kolkata. I don't know, does Newtown have its own municipality or it's in Bidhannagar, right? Whose ex-mayor, whose first mayor is the guy who got arrested yesterday, who Shobushati Dotto, who allegedly has a torture chamber of his own. Okay, so um, that that new town has a Ram Mandir where Shubhendu Adhikari and many other ministers today did a puja and wished for good health on Narendra Modi, who, if you all don't know already, if you've been living under a rock, crossed the record number of days of being in office of Nehru. Modi crossed that, and therefore, as a tribute to him, Shubhendu and all did a puja in a Ram Mandir in Newtown. That was fun. Pakistan kills 11 Muslim children. That's not an insignificant factor. We will discuss that more in depth with our Vanguard bros, and how pretty much nobody's talking about it. Nobody's losing their sleep over it. Muslim children dying matters only and only and only if America does it, the Indian state does it, and Israel does it. Anybody else kills Muslim children, nobody cares. Not Muslims themselves, not commies, not lefties, not liberals, not postmodernists. Okay, because Saudi Arabia does it all the time with their shenanigans in many other countries, etc. Pakistan does it with Balochis, Afghanistan, etc. And Taliban does it on their own as well. What else? Mamata back in TMC. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, Bengal STF unearthed a bunch of arms today, and literally unearthed them because they were under the ground. They dug it out. Arms belonging to aides who are allegedly linked to Shaukat Mullah and that infamous Sheikh Shah Jahan. So that's just news you all must know about. Now we'll have Shroyan. Yeah, the Uyghur issue as well. Shroyan is here. And first, let's start with, is Dasgupta really well known in India? Salvatore Babones is asking. Sir, he is known, well known in right-wing circles, right-wing fanboy circles where people actually do read some stuff. There he is known very much because right-wing lacks intellectuals, and whatever intellectuals, especially if they have a PhD or some degree from a foreign university, they immediately get a lot of respect. And Swapan Dasgupta does have that kind of a degree, and he has been writing favorably for Narendra Modi since the Gujarat days, since the Gujarat riot days, even I think right a few years after that, when nobody who knew English would write anything remotely positive about Narendra Modi. Swapan Dasgupta is a pioneer in that among all ethnicities in India. So Swapan Dasgupta is very respected inside the right wing. Otherwise, he's not very well known. He used to not be very well known in West Bengal as well. Now it's all going to change. Swapan Dasgupta also has the third highest civilian honor, if I'm not. He does have a Padma Shri. He's very well known in the Delhi elite circle as well, yes. And he is very ostracized in the Delhi elite circle as well. Maybe not anymore, obviously. He has been very ostracized by the Delhi elite circle because of his support for Narendra Modi. He has lost his job. He has been made to sit ineffectively in his office and not do anything because of his support for Narendra Modi. He has sacrificed a lot at a time when nobody from his ilk or his consumption pattern was even dreaming of doing that. Padma Bhushan, not Padma Shri. Okay. I came to know about him a lot from the Bengaluru lefties. I see. Also, he's known for English-speaking skills like JSD. Yes. He is well known in lefty circles too. Not in Bengali lefty circles. Is he the Shashi Tharoor of the right? Yeah, he is. There was a time when Shapanda was the only visible person in right-wing telegraph columns. Yes, he's an OG in these matters. Shrayan, if you want to take up any specific topic, feel free to do so. Otherwise, we can start with Swapan Dasgupta becoming the finance minister, or you can start with the possibility of Mamata joining Congress, and if at all it happens, what are the implications? Go ahead, Shrayan.
No. Let's just start with Swapan sir becoming the finance minister. Just confirm me. Am I audible? I'm audible, right? Just confirm if I'm audible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I mean, I read more into Swapan sir becoming the finance minister, then uh, the ministries
Okay.
that
By the way,
still the
Soyon,
chief minister has kept. Yeah.
when you or any of our Vanguard bros speak, if I put up a comment on the screen, that's not for you. Okay, that's for
Yeah.
the audience to see the comment. Okay, so don't get distracted by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. 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 So basically, I feel that it is the most obvious and the most meaningful thing that I found in the
Your
entire
volume needs to
minister.
increase. Everyone is saying. Can you
Okay.
do something about it?
Okay. Am I audible
Maybe
now?
just speak up louder.
Better.
Yeah, yeah, you are
Better.
audible. Just the volume is a
Uh,
little soft.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So I feel that that is the most obvious thing that could have happened today in the ministry. With the rest of it, I'm pretty skeptic. I mean, I couldn't really draw much meaning into what happened with the education ministry, particularly. I mean, I'm not going to, shut off anybody who has been elected, obviously, or who has been appointed. But I think, we were very high with a lot of hopes, and it was supposed to be some sort of a dream cabinet, right? From the very inception, that we were thinking that some bizarre people would be, insanely good people would be appointed to a lot of things. And then somewhere logistically, the things started falling down once Mr. Ashok Lahiri was being sent to the center for the Niti Aayog, because that was where our finance minister was sorted. And so naturally, our thought was that since the finance minister is sorted, the next big gun, which would be Shobhan sir, would be getting the education ministry. And then there was Mr. Shankar Ghosh as well, which was very obviously the second choice. Or I had actually thought that they would split it up, the education ministry, like in the CPIM days, into the school education and the higher education ministry, where I would have, logically felt that Shapon Babu would have done a greater job as the primary education or school education ministry, because that is why you need to change the curriculum and stuff. And that is where actually his work in conservatism and exposure that he has from the education system outside would have counted a lot more. And with the higher education, there's little you can do. So there, Shankar Ghosh would have done a fantastic job, I feel. Now, coming to what actually transpired, I feel it is the most logical thing right now, given that it is highly unlikely that Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal would have come in. And I am actually in favor of how things occurred, at least in this portfolio, primarily because, firstly, Shobhan Dasgupta is an aged guy, and he's more of an intellectual and who is not accustomed to interacting with people en masse. So the finance ministry seems the most perfect place for him. Secondly, he obviously has his Delhi lobby, and the third thing being still the number of ministries that Shubhendu Adhikari has kept with himself, which clearly gives an indication that anything that
Soyon,
was hidden.
the Delhi lobby aspect is not unimportant at all, because now we have Ashok Lahiri there, Sanjeev Sanyal is basically there,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
Shapun Gupta is here, who is basically the
Yes.
Delhi lobby himself, bro. We have a lot of
Yeah.
we are
Yes.
in for a lot of fun there.
Yes, he basically has been the face of it. And it's not even from the Gujarat days. I guess he was there campaigning for the Ram Mandir as well from much before that. So he has been very near to the Delhi lobby, na? Even with people like LK Advani and Atal Bihari Vajpayee and all these people. So that is obviously there. And simply anything that would significantly amount to any improvement in the financial situation of West Bengal would have to go through the part of land acquisitions firstly. So that has been kept with Shubhendu Adhikari. So I am very hopeful that he would be working. Shapon sir would be working very closely with the chief minister himself, and he would also be working very closely with the center himself. Central lobby himself, and there will be people like Ashok Lahiri, Sanjeev Sanyal, and in fact they are of the very same age gap, na. So Mr. Ashok Lahiri is, I guess, 74 or something, and Shobhan Dasgupta is 70. So it's from the same generation basically, and they will have a greater interaction and stuff. And I do not really buy any rivalry logic behind Sanjeev Sanyal and Shobhan Dasgupta being competitors. It did not seem so, at least in the Kolava event, did not feel like it. Only if someone actually checks out their pictures and they have no mutual pictures, that can be one of the places where they can actually derive that conspiracy theory from. Otherwise, no. But again, I feel the problem is that, and why is it good? Why is it a good choice? Because the most important thing that perhaps we need to do now, because a lot of the economic aspect of the finance minister has been already settled with the people that have been sent to places already. So those people have actually postured themselves and positioned themselves to get a lot of things done. Here we need more of a face who can actually convey the ideas and plans of what the government intends to do to the common people. For that, the pick is a very good one. Secondly, the way things have been going about, I actually think that we are going to move away sooner or later, not immediately, but in bits and pieces, like a working conservative would, from the freebie culture. And it would not be on the face of it like it's not a good idea, we should go and make create jobs, and well, it's not like that. Probably it would be the way it has been done in case of Annapurna Bhandar, which is a good way to go about it. And sooner or later, people will actually realize that there are more opportunities pouring in as certain infrastructural developments actually occur, that you need not be as invested in all those things as well. Now, as far as his place as an administrator is concerned, I believe he is one of the very few people who understand how to actually deal with the bureaucracy at least. He understands where to contain them. And if he has the necessary support from the chief minister, which I believe he would have given his stature, this is probably one of the very first places where we will actually begin to see the ministers being more responsible for their ministries than the bureaucrats who operate. And that would set up a precedence, a domino effect, whereby eventually, maybe not in this term itself, but after a while, maybe after a couple of terms, more and more people will actually get into it, where they'll have sufficient assistance with getting the technocratic and the bureaucratic part done. But where to draw the line, they will be able to decide upon themselves.
And by the way, Swayan, here's another scoop for the masses here. Swapan Dasgupta might be a Burkean conservative, but he is not with that. He's not coming in here with the mood of, yeah, I'll teach some fiscal conservatism to these socialists, to these dumb socialists. He's not actually like that. He's actually very much a team player when it comes to actually running the office, And I got that vibe because usually it's people from RSS who debate me on capitalism and stuff. They start saying, no, we are not leftists, that's just a foreigner term. In the end, what we do is different, but it's actually leftist. They will get into these conversations. People from the BJP or close to the BJP directly say, yeah, we are very pro market, just because they know that I'm a pro market guy, and they are buttering me up and flattering me at that point. So especially off the camera, everyone is very pro market. But even in a casual pro market, in a casual off camera discussion, when I'm talking to Swapan Dasgupta, very excited that sir, you are a true conservative, what plans do you have for the state? How much are you going to eliminate taxes in the entire state? How much are you going to bring businesses? Even at that point, when he could have bullshitted anything to me, and I would just be happy and knowing that, yeah, it's probably bullshit, maybe 20% of it will come true. Even in that situation, he made sure to clarify that, after all, I'm a politician. So just because I have these views personally does not mean that I will be executing them. So he did not raise my hopes in a fake manner, even off camera. That shows that he is going to play ball as much as possible, and he has his own views as well. And whenever he opens his mouth, we are going to get Thatcher stuff anyway. So all of that, I in the end, is a step in the right direction. How much do you think, if he had in fact become the education minister, how much do you think he could have done? And can none of that be extrapolated to the finance ministry?
Well, with the finance ministry, I simply feel, see, it's once again about the way I look at it is, it's once again about aspirations, right? So probably, as we have already discussed, you have mentioned it several times, and I'm completely in agreement with it. Swapan Dasgupta might have been the only face this time which a BJP supporter would be very proud of. Now, a person of this stature and of this sort of a personality, when he would interact with people from the student community, would eventually, in a span of 3 to 4 years, go on to be the businessman who would actually, contribute to the finance. That would have been big. I actually feel there is this lack of a figure whom people would look up to. So I am skeptic, because he would not be having that many interactions with a lot of people, which he probably would have been having had we in the education ministry. This would be a major blockage. I don't know if the people at the naysay of things allow him to do those interactions, well and good. But even then, I mean, finance ministry is something where you would not be seen all that much. So he would be doing things, and I think it's good if he actually acts like a politician when he's handling the ministry. And in terms of dissemination of ideas and wherever he's addressing public, you do your Burkean conservatism, because that is how it is going to go about. Now, you cannot be actually screwing up the entire political agenda of your party just to, I mean, put your ideas in
A lot of
front.
people do
So
that.
that
Justice Ganguly was kind of doing that, and therefore he got sidelined. You can't have your personal ego and personal ego satisfaction when you are in a party like BJP or CPIM. You can do that stuff in Trinamool. You
yeah.
should not be doing that in BJP. You should not be
No, I
expecting,
mean,
hoping to do that inside BJP.
you can, but you cannot cross a necessary break even. Now, I feel even for Mr. Sanyal, he
Hmm.
does exactly that. He does
Hmm.
disseminate his ideas from time to time, but you
But
cannot
Sanyal,
have
after
your
all, is not in BJP. He's after all an
yeah,
outsider
yeah,
on paper.
yeah. And as far as this discussion is concerned, that he is no, I mean, Shapun Babu is not an economist or has got nothing to do with it, because that was the first bizarre thing I saw on my WhatsApp status from a, I mean, this, totally lunatic commie that রাজ্যের অর্থমন্ত্রীত্ব অর্থের সাথে দূর দূরাব্দি সম্পর্ক নেই। আরে ভাই, তোমার 14 গোষ্ঠী মানে অর্থের সাথে কি সম্পর্ক ছিল, তাই জন্যই তো এখানে আছি, তো তুমি তো আর কি বা বলছো? I mean, just cut the crap. And yeah, so that's the thing. I mean, a lot of things would be taken care of already. So I think a lot would be on how much of creative ideas he can come up with, because there are sufficient people and we'll have sufficient funds to implement a lot of things that we can implement, as long as we are compliant, or the individual is compliant with the larger vision that the BJP promotes in terms of their outlook on things, the socialism crap and stuff. So that
Hmm.
has to be adhered to a certain
Hmm.
point. And
Hmm.
beyond that, you can, the place where I guess he'll actually make an impact is, to a certain extent, he will be one of the very first people to draw a line of where to keep the bureaucracy out. And since he is now the definitive authoritative figure who has this ministry, he is not just an individual but the post, and that post would help him a lot to actually disperse that amount of expertise or the finesse that he has in terms of understanding these things to the larger discourse. He'll be taken
Hmm.
seriously now, that's the thing. I mean, very few people took him seriously just because the way things are, I mean, they're so pathetic. So you do
Hmm.
not really have this knack of entertaining ideas beyond your worldview. Now
Hmm.
with that position, he will actually be able to do that job better of delivering
Hmm.
his understanding.
And at least up until the elections, Shubhendu was firmly behind him. It might change in the future, but he's not. It's not like he's opposed to the BJP or BJP socialists in any way. He's not playing any shenanigans. He's not trying to set up his own lobby, and he's not opposed to Shubhendu. Everything is in a perfect situation here, except that he won't get
Simply,
to do Thatcherite things. Other than that, everything is fine.
well, that you can never do. But simply from the way he actually campaigned during
Hmm.
his, I mean, in his constituency, that told a lot that he's up for the game. He's not going to be one of those people who has spent his entire life and then he's coming up, so he wants some kind of concession. No, that was not the thing clearly. He was up for the game. He knew where he's stepping into, and he'll play the way that he's going to.
Wait, my headphone is not functioning. Can you speak, Shayan, so that I can check my headphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I can
it's
hear
working
you.
now.
I can
Yeah,
definitely hear you.
when I was saying land acquisition is totally in Shubhendu's hand. Yes, it's completely
That's the
under
thing.
Shubhendu.
Everything. In fact, you see, it's not just land acquisition and police and home and law. Even the power ministry, I guess, is still under Shubhendu Adhikari. So
Yeah,
even that he has kept under him. So it is pretty centralized, and this is a good kind of centralization, I'd say, opposed to how it was in the
there's a
previous ministry.
balance. There's a balance between centralization and decentralization here.
Yes, there is a balance, and with him, because I guess at the end of the day, Shubhendu Adhikari might be the only genius administrator in BJP right now from all the big faces that there is. Some of them are new, some of them are old as well, but in terms of sheer geniusness of administrative capabilities, I guess he's the only one. So it's only fitting that he would keep all those things under his control, because actually he can control them. He's capable of it. And then he will have his advisors from the central lobby as well, and from people like stalwarts like Shapan Babu. So I guess he'll get the thing done pretty smoothly. So anywhere there is an administrative and, I mean, difficulties in terms of, let's say, political waves and stuff, he'll be managing those things.
And after all, we do need a balance between centralization and decentralization. With our quasi-federal model,
Yeah,
there was no quasi going on with Mamata completely rejecting the BSF from giving any land, etc. And that was lawful of her to, in fact,
yeah.
claim that she won't give any land. On the other hand, West Bengal is sort of a microcosm of India. BJP is sort of a microcosm of Hindu society. And here we see that it's worst of all worlds. We do not get the benefits of centralization like China. We do not get the benefits of decentralization like USA. So we need a mix of both now. And Shubhendu can probably do that. Oh my God, Salvatore Babanes is still online. Yes, sir. Yeah, I will tap it out. Now, next, Shoyan. If Mamata is not going to Congress, what can she do? And what will Trinamool look like? Trinamool, the Mamata faction, and Trinamool, there's one faction probably going into NDA. There's Ritobroto, or is Ritobroto's MP factions going into NDA? Because if they are in NDA, what the fuck is going to happen in West Bengal politics? Is the
It would
CM running
probably
the
look like
opposition? What's going
some.
on?
I don't know. It would probably look like a historical artifact, but I think that the Congress thing specifically is not going to work out. In fact, my understanding or the way I look at it is probably it was not even some sort of Shohanubhuti from Sonia Gandhi. Rather, it was a clear insult to Mamata Banerjee that all these years you were basically mocking us, and now we are in the position to actually give you something. तो एक पोजीशन है, we are the ones who will give it to you, so you are a nobody right now, shut up. That's basically the messaging, and I believe eventually at the central level as well the Congress will have to go alone, because before we can actually see the BJP or the Garamdal Naramdal split coming up, I guess there would be a position. I mean, if people like Dharmendra Pradhan continue, there would be such anti-incumbency that in 2029 we will have a decent show off between the Congress and the BJP, but the Congress would want to be the only face of opposition without much of the allies. And now with TMC, AAP, and DMK gone, they are in a very good position where they can actually show that they're the only credible opposition simply because they're big. So probably it was more of an insult to Mamata Banerjee and likes that you are a nobody and you have to stay under our umbrella, and to showcase or project themselves as the bigger opposition face. That's how I look at it.
Hmm.
Because simply, I mean,
Abhinav, yeah, go on.
If Mamata Banerjee ends up joining the Congress, I mean, what exactly would that? Where would he be? Where would she be relevant? So where would she be operational? Because I do not think with her broken Hindi and the kind of things she says, she is anything beyond a meme at this point for most part of India except Bengal. If
Hmm.
she stays in Bengal, the heat of the things are so high, it would be in fact counterintuitive for her to stay over here than to move somewhere out and plan things maybe. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but she will have some mass pull, mass appeal, and stuff that will help Congress. That can help Congress if at all the Congresses don't join BJP and CPIM in Bengal. In theory, that can be achieved because of Mamata. Uh, Hopefully, Rahul and Sonia also realize that it's only on paper, not in reality.
No,
Now,
why
Avinav,
I
when
look
did
at
this happen? Yeah, go
so
on.
please address. No. You
Okay.
address this and I'll tell you. I will have it in my mind.
Yeah. Avinav is pointing out that Shubhendu went hard on Sanjeev Goenka and CSC for their monopoly business and funding of TMC. He kept power with himself. Is this correlated? Good question. Probably. And I disagree with Paramita Ghosh here. I don't think CSC's monopoly is going to continue. I think Adani, Power, and Ambani or Reliance are going to come in now. I don't think Goenka can prevent that. Maybe not in the first 5 years. Maybe he can delay it by that much, but otherwise it's happening. And yeah, she has been a meme forever. Is the Indie done with TMC and DMK out of power? I think it's done with TMC at least. AAP also skipped the meet. I'm hearing rumors that JMM will also join NDA because they're literally surrounded by NDA states. I see.
Yeah, that's
Insane
what I've
stuff.
been hearing as well.
Hmm.
In terms of JMM, and already that guy Hemant Soren was probably being hounded by a bunch of organizations. I mean, central organizations. So yeah. Probably.
Hmm.
What exactly
Okay.
does JNM have to offer at this point, which the BJP doesn't? So basically, there is nothing exclusive about him on about them on the grounds of which they are fighting. They're just another mediocre power who is just local, and BJP will have its local faces.
Yeah. Let's start now with the minister list discussion. Let's see who got what. What do you think of the 2027 UP elections, and what role would its results play in the 2029 election? That depends on if my other conspiracy theory of there being some rivalry between Yogi and Amit Shah is true. If that is true, then the question would be how much of that rivalry has been managed, or at least downplayed for now. And is it downplayed enough that Yogi realizes that he will not be allowed to become PM before Amit Shah? If that is so, then yes, great results will happen in UP. But even if everything goes well, BJP might still have a tough time in UP because simply of caste issues and a lot of upper castes being unhappy with BJP and Yogi. Not Yogi specifically, but BJP and the Gujarat lobby running everything in UP, etc. The India bloc, professor is saying, was always a bad idea. Congress cannot effectively partner with regional parties and without anything to glue them together practically, other than hatred for Narendra Modi. The first thing that the BJP should do now, in all seriousness, is to ban Messi from ever. Dipendu is here as well. I think the rivalry has cooled off. Yogi seems to have consolidated. Let's see. Sorry to all the viewers of that video where Dada discussed our probable ministers list. We were increasing everyone's hopes. Yes. Mamata joining Congress will ensure a minimum of 38 seats from BJP from Bengal out of 42 if delimitation is not done by then. Shah can't take on Yogi because Shah has no electoral base of his own. Well, the entire BJP base, Modi base, might become Shah's base if Yogi is prevented from contesting and stuff, or becoming, or giving anyone the vibe that he might contest. Okay. Hi, Dibendu. Do you have anything to add on the topics we discussed so far, or we can progress to the minister list discussion? Oh, Dibendu is here from another feed. Hello. Yes, Dibendu. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Actually, I joined through laptop than rather than mobile.
Okay. If you can turn on your camera, that would be best. That would look more just
But
pro.
I won't
Yeah.
be looking good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, did you have anything to add regarding Swapan Dasgupta becoming the finance minister or Mamata not joining Congress? Otherwise, we can move on to the minister list.
I thought so. Like other than Swapan sir, I don't think any other person in the current people who have been elected can have finance portfolio. Otherwise, they have to get someone through bypool, right?
Yeah.
Or in the current one, the elected list, I don't think other than Swapan Dasgupta, anyone can be finance minister.
Yes.
And Mamata not joining Congress is actually, people are not discussing it, very legal. For example, let's say TMC wants to merge with Congress, okay,
Hmm.
but for that parliament and in any of the assembly, you need two-third number, or otherwise, and if they normally join, like as an individual, Abhishek Banerjee or Kalyan Banerjee join, then on them the anti-defection law will be implemented, because they are not, because the rest of the horde are saying we are not with this decision. So even if Mamata wants to join with the Congress, it's a legal problem whether she can actually do it or not. Both as a individual, Mamata Banerjee can join. Obviously, she doesn't hold any. She's not a MP or a council or anything, right? But to
Hmm.
the other people like Abhishek Banerjee or the people in the MLA, assembly and all, they can't.
Hmm.
The people who are still loyal to Mamata, they
Hmm.
actually individual authority also can't join. Then they have to
Hmm.
resign the post and then they have to join. I think they're not very sure about it, but whatever the law that is there, I think this is a bit of too problematic for her to do so.
Hmm. Wait. Abhinav is saying, what do you think of the narrative that is going on feeding BJP supporters that, oh, see, BJP is cozying up to corrupt TMC MPs who have a lot of blood of BJP workers in their hands? Is this narrative going to stick? It's going to stick if the vibes are going around that they might join. If they do not join in the end, then everything is fine, of course. And I don't think all of them will join BJP. At best, they might have a faction that aligns with
No,
the NDA. At best. Nothing more than
what
that is
is
going
so
to happen.
funny is, I mean, at this point, like, what is left? So basically, the entire strength of the TMC people who are in Lok Sabha is supporting the NDA, and there are only two people in TMC who are basically with the TMC or the original TMC, and they too want to go to Congress. So I don't think there has been an instance in history where a lady made a party out of an older party, and then the entire newer party basically wants to join the opposition of both the, parent and the child party, and she's going to return to the parent party. I don't know what the hell just happened, but I do not see much of a sense in it. And as far as these things are concerned, that if it would harm the BJP to take these people, well, they have not taken these people firstly. And once again, somehow I believe, some very weird people have actually expressed their support for the NDA. That I agree with. But at the end of the day, the brunt that even these people deserve would be on Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee at the end of the day, and they would have to stay with it. And most of the other people would probably go scot free unless they can be directly incriminated, like for people like Swarup বিশ্বাস and stuff. So they will basically lose their influence, which they have built over the past 10, 15 years. But that is the greatest punishment they'll be getting. Nothing more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, Vinab, I don't think they are going to be taken into BJP. And like Rishabh said, they would be taken into BJP, but the public angst, the narrative, the convention right now, the truism is sort of that no, you're not supposed to take these people in BJP, and BJP has kind of admitted that. They have kind of made their peace with that. So everything else is being done to make sure that these people are not that harmful, even by remaining in TMC, whatever that sentence even means today. Okay, let's start with the minister list then. So first, look at the number of ministries under Shubhendu. So Shubhendu has Chief Ministership, Home and Hill Affairs, Department of Land and Land Reforms, Refugee Relief and Rehabilitation, Power, Information and Cultural Affairs, Department of Personal and Administrative Reforms, and other departments not allotted to other ministers. I don't know why he has kept Cultural Ministry with himself, probably because
That's
they do not,
exactly the.
they do not have any more people to hand out that ministry, I guess. Maybe Rudranil could have done a great job. I don't know why Rudranil was not given this. Nishit Pramanik's temporary ministry was taken away from him. He became the sports minister. Now he's not anymore. He's the North Bengal Development Department and Department of Water Resources, Investigation and Development. Oh my God, this is development of the development, for the development, by the development of the developing development. Sri Ashok Kirtania is the Minister for Food and Supplies and Department of Cooperation. Cooperation between whom? Between food and supplies, or cooperation between businessmen and the government. Sri Dilip Ghosh, Minister for Panchayats and Rural Development. This is really good.
This I think is
Department
the
of Agriculture
perfect
and Marketing.
choice that has been made.
Yes. Yeah, this is really good stuff. But by the way, one thing I guess Avinab or somebody else, Dev 5730 was saying that the man, Mr. Burman, who has become the school education minister, is going to be a very able guy for the job just because he has been part of the school education system, because he was a principal and stuff. I do not think that's the case, because when it often happens that emic views are important, it often happens that etic views are important. And I have a hunch that if you are from an RSS background and you have been a part of the high school or school education system, you probably have ideas that are further left of Karl Marx. Karl Marx would probably come across as a right winger to this guy. So him being a part of the education system means that he is going to ask for ungodly sums of money to somehow rejuvenate the education system, which is all going to go to waste. And it's going to happen especially because he's going to have a say, he's going to be respected for being part of that system, and he's going to simply ask for more funds for government schools. And with the excuse that, no, we are a Sanatan culture who takes care of its own, and therefore poor people must go to schools to have free food. Khudiram Tudu is becoming Minister for Tribal Development and Minority Affairs and Madras Education Department. That 5,500 crores budget is either decreasing then or is going to go proportionately to tribal development as well. Ognimitra Paul, Urban Development and Municipal Affairs. Nice. This will have to work really well.
Okay, so I guess the Child and Women Development Department was allotted to Malati Reva, right? this lady.
Yeah.
And it's good because urban
Yeah.
development and municipal affairs actually needs a lot of investment of time and attention. So
Hmm.
no point of overburdening her with things. I mean, if she invests a lot of attention to this, lot is to be done over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Deepak Burman, the school education minister, also gets housing ministry, department of my MSME. Okay, MSME minister,
Now,
housing minister, and school education minister.
yeah, now this is my problem. I mean, how exactly did they bundle all these into one package? MSME, I would have expected would be given to somebody else because actually Bengal fares pretty well in MSME. No?
Correct.
I felt there was a lot of scope for MSME in Bengal. So this thing, because the problem is not, I mean, that he would not be an able guy, but if actually he intends to do something with school education, he would have to invest a lot of time behind it. And after that, I think as a third, I mean, addition, you add MSME as something which is not to be paid a lot of attention to. I really felt this could have been given to somebody else as a primary thing to focus on.
Hmm.
This
Because
Good
there's a
night,
lot of
Professor Babunas.
education, I have a
uh,
question
Yeah,
for
go
you.
ahead.
This 11th and 12th does do come under Department of School Education or Higher Education?
School education.
Education.
Tell me one thing, Srayan or Dibbendu. The fact that the school education minister also happens to be the minister of MSME and housing, this does mean that we are getting a Dharmendra Pradhan light, right? That they simply have no vision. They just want to make sure that commies don't get a hold of education ministry. That's all. हमारा आदमी बैठ गया, अब बैठ के कुछ भी करे.
well, I
No,
would have still, I mean, if they were some sort of revolutionary geniuses, I would have found a lot of meaning in actually, I mean, integrating MSME and education, school education under one section. Probably they would have then be able to organize some workshops and stuff in schools of how to actually, I mean, upskill yourself for MSME sectors and what are the opportunities and stuff. That would have been meaningful. But then housing, I mean, well, what the hell? Yeah,
And Rishabh,
MSME would have naturally gone to
MSME
the
should have
industry.
gone to, yeah, absolutely, man. They should
Yeah,
have been with
yeah.
Taposhra, and Taposhra is going to be very able with it.
correct. I was going to
Yes,
say that.
yes, because he's an administrator. I was very confused
There.
on seeing MSME being paired with all these. I don't know.
Yeah. And after all, it's not just competence for the ministry that's being taken under consideration, right? Uh, some people will just get a ministry for the heck of it because they fought so hard for so long, etc. Those considerations are there as well. So Taposh Roy, the able man, the spotless, clean man who was respected by everybody, and who, in fact, on the day of his arrest by ED, when he was still in Trinamool, when the news arrived in the news channels, when live debate was going on, BJP spokesperson sitting in the news channels, TV channels, said that we don't believe that he has actually done anything. I think this is a misunderstanding. So Taposh Roy gets Department of Industry, Commerce, Enterprises, Public Enterprises, Industrial Reconstruction, and Department of Non-Conventional and Renewable Energy Sources. Oh, so we have some woke stuff as well. But the positive thing is that right after becoming being declared to be the industry minister, in his it was not a press conference. I think he was being interviewed one-on-one by AVP Anando. To the AVP Anando journalist, he said his first goal is to bring back Tata. So yeah, guys, Shrayan and Dibbendu, what do you all think of Taposh Roy getting this ministry?
No, very good. I mean, probably somebody from the system who knows how the system works. So he will have the administrative skills with him to manage this. And then once again, I mean, in terms of bringing people in, already there is a huge secondary system working as well in the party and with the central lobby who would be pushing people to actually come to Bengal. So he would be getting a lot of assistance. And then in terms of a credible face, a senior face who actually knows how to manage things, I guess this is a great choice.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't have a blemish on his career also. And see, the industry thing doesn't work in a single man game. Like,
Hmm.
Chief Minister is highly invested, and the Delhi and all these things. And I think there was a news that Shomik Bhattacharya is also he's going to go places for this industry, making as a pitching Bengal as a lucrative choice and
He
all.
already did, in fact. I thought he's becoming the finance minister
Yes,
at one.
correct. So Given that, and he has been in the during TMC regime. Was he minister for once, or was
Yeah,
he only? He was okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
yeah,
see, I mean, who is going to oppose the idea of bringing in people? Anytime you bring in people, the biggest problem is going to be land acquisition, which is with the guy, our man, who would be basically
Hmm.
demolishing anyone who has a problem with it. So I guess
Yeah.
he is going to have an easier task as well compared to if he had to manage other things like land acquisition. But thankfully, that's not the case. So, yeah,
Hmm.
pretty
Yeah.
sorted.
Native Boidogato is saying just get as many factory jobs as possible. Yes. People will eventually end up sending their kids to private schools. Yes. Government funded education in India can't be turned around by God himself. Uh अरे God's आएंगी, God's जाएंगी. RSS रहना चाहिए, and RSS will make sure that the education system is only funded by a taxpayer money for no apparent reason. Uh, okay, Dr. Shankar Ghosh gets Department of Parliamentary Affairs and Tourism. Tourism, okay, great. It was with his mentor from CPIM when he was in CPIM himself, when CPIM was in power. His mentor had the tourism ministry, Ashok Bhattacharya. Now he gets it, so he probably knows how the tourism ministry works. But they will need big plans, visions, and execution. Let's see what Shankar Ghosh can do about that. You all have any thoughts on Shankar Ghosh becoming the tourism minister?
No, tourism definitely not. I guess once again that was the thought process that he's this guy from North, so tourism they did there.
exactly. I
And
was there.
I actually bumped into him in the NJP station last day where I was waiting over there. So he was returning from a Darjeeling tour or something. But yeah, once again, I guess there was talks about him being the higher education minister. That would have been good as well. I mean, because in higher education and particularly the technical ministry side, he would have understood what are the constraints. And there, I mean, one can say that he's an ex-commie or whatever, but he understands the problems. No? So there, he would not have mattered all that much. Given the way he understands certain things about resource constraints in terms of research and technological development, I guess he could have been there. But anyway.
So the land of intellectuals, West Bengal, is it giving up on library minister? And does that prove that BJP is actually anti-Bengali? The end of the library ministry in West Bengal, guys. What will we do without books? How will we read books now?
Imagine end of the library minister, then they're trying to destroy College Street. It's such an attack on the democratic spirit of Bengal. My
No,
God.
Yeah,
Gauri Shankar was at what is that? Department of Mass Education Extension Library Services. Isn't that the library minister,
that's
or is it?
that's that's practically library ministry, I guess. Mass education
Okay, there
extension.
is library services. There is library services at the
Oh,
NEC. Yeah.
great. So I guess BJP is not screwing with Bengali emotions then. Good for BJP. Arjun Singh.
Yeah, you missed one. Manoj Kumar Orao as the Department of
Forest
Forest
and
and
Department of
Environment.
Environment. Good stuff. Having an ST person running those departments is going to be extremely valuable
Yeah.
because of all the state incentivized ghettoization that the Indian state does. So we will need their guy convincing them of giving up their land for development. So yeah, Arjun Singh as the labor minister. This reminds me of Gangs of Wasseypur so much. This is so senior Sardar Khan vibes, man. This guy becoming the labor minister is going to be that, right?
At Transport Department
I
also.
mean, had he
And
become the
transport. Yeah.
education minister, I would have been basically jumping off my ceiling today itself. तो वो भी कर लेता ये बंदा एक सबको कन्विंस करा लेता मुझे दे दीजिए क्या है
Hmm.
And in
मैं
the
मैं
entire
जितनी बार इधर उधर घूमा पढ़े लिखे लोग भी नहीं कर पाते
yeah, sure, go ahead, go ahead. No, I
No,
was
no, go
saying
ahead,
Uh,
go
that
ahead.
the only
yeah, go on.
person on whom I have some doubts, like थोड़ा घपला तो हो सकता है, like transport department and all, like is, there is some doubt on this person actually. He might have fought and all, that's true, but anyhow,
Does Arjun Singh becoming the labor minister meant that not on paper but in reality we just ended labor laws? Is that a possibility?
maybe. But it's also a point. He comes from the jute belt, so he ran to Rose during the jute belt. Maybe that's why Department of Labor was allotted to him. Not sure, because वो भी तो अभी मतलब गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी से ही पूरा जूट का जो बेल्ट है आपका, that is running on that thing, right? So not, I'm not sure exactly the what's the um, idea behind this, but yeah.
Well,
But deeply सोचेगा अर्जुन सिंह, that is the main thing.
He is not a Sochna guy, he is a Karna guy, so he will deeply work on it. He will deeply do all the Sardar Khan stuff also, I guess.
Correct.
No, not Sardar Khan. What was Sardar Khan's father's name? Does anybody remember?
I
Was it Sardar Khan Senior simply? No, it wasn't. Okay, someone is Google. Oh, Dibend is Googling it. Lol. Here to learn is saying is Jagannath Chatterjee there only to be the scapegoat in the next exam blunder. He's the Minister for Higher Education, so it will probably be blamed on. If that stuff happens in Bengal, yes, then Jagannath Chatterjee is the fall guy. Okay. Oh, Shahid Khan. Yes, Sahid Khan is probably Arjun Singh. Okay. Some important questions here. Wait. Yeah. Slevin is saying, any industries you guys can pull Hyderabad, NCR, Bengaluru, MMR region, and even Pune can attract. How will you compete? Brilliant question. Exactly. The only way we will be able to compete is by giving bigger tax breaks and bigger tax holidays, bigger amounts of land for free or for lots of years of lease for laughably low amounts or for no amounts at all than Hyderabad, NCR, Bengaluru, MMR region, and Pune. Otherwise, it's not happening. If you all want to join in on this question, you all can. Otherwise,
but
we'll
also
move on. Yeah, go on.
labor, both intellectual labor and the blue collar and the white collar labor is relatively cheaper in Bengal.
Yes.
So all the bongs who are working in Bangalore and all, they can take a 15%, 20% cut and work here. This can always be there, right? And
Yeah.
blue collars are not going into there. What the wage they get here actually.
Yeah. If they've recently had kids and stuff, it might be an incentive for them to move back to Kolkata with the family support and stuff. Now, if BJP runs a library ministry, will we have Savarkar books in the library?
Yeah.
What do you all think?
Yeah, I know. Why not? And
Does anybody, do you or Shrayan or anybody in the live chat have an idea of what exactly is the point of libraries anymore? I don't get that as an outsider, at least.
yeah, that's exactly the thing.
Is there any point?
It's purely ornamental.
Okay.
Unless
it's not.
probably it means, I mean, where are public libraries? If you mean libraries associated with educational institutes, then they're under the institutes. No? So
Right.
I don't get it, honestly. If only they can come up with some sort of national digital library like stuff, but even that exists. Although it's posh,
Yes.
it's mainly with the national library and stuff. So if you can do
Yes.
that, but then even then, that would be some sort of insane level of communism. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot be doing that simply so.
This library ministry was practically a scam. It's implicitly, inherently a scam in the first place because nobody requires that service, but you are going on funding that service in the first place. Secondly, it used to order all the books written by Mamata Banerjee, which otherwise the market would not pay for at all, and that's how that scam was going on. Will that scam now go on by them ordering a bunch of RSS Sung and Voice of India books again, which nobody reads? Do you think that's a possibility? That's that's not a scam on paper, right? So if we call it scam just metaphorically, will that scam go on?
See,
I don't know.
probably the only
Chaudhary was the library minister, so we can get the idea how important this ministry is. So if Siddiqullah Chaudhary can be the minister of library and the department can go on, but
Yeah.
on a serious note, in Kolkata, are there state-run? How many libraries are there? Public libraries?
They are there in every neighborhood, besides every club and stuff, but they are not maintained, and nobody will go to a library today. Why will anybody go to a library today? That's the main
I
point.
know of only one near my neighborhood in somewhere between three of the adjacent colonies where I live, and that is dilapidated and probably nobody has visited it since the World War or something. So probably that can be the only up and coming idea we can implement in the rural areas. In urban areas, where do you? There is absolutely no place. So maybe if that is some sort of your social safety net kind of idea that you want to promote for optics, we are making available books for the downtrodden at the backward classes. That's something you can do maybe. Otherwise, I do not see who reads books.
Okay, Navavimarsh has joined. Who from Navavimarsh joined? Is it Bhupenda or Nina or M Shastri? Who are you?
No.
Camera to
I
বন্ধ
have
করে
joined.
রেখেছি।
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I need to go to sleep. So
Okay.
no. I wanted to just update one update. So
Yeah.
the book by the book name, correct, Mr. Chandranath Basu,
Yeah.
who wrote the book Hindutva.
Yeah.
That book was distributed to the Assembly of West Bengal.
Holy
To all
shit.
the what they are called, MP are called what they are called.
MLA.
No. But MLA. So all the MLAs who are there, everybody received a copy of the book Hindutva by Mr. Chandranath Basu. So that
Nice.
is something I wanted to update. I got the information in College Street when I was there.
I see. And
So that I wanted to.
Bhupenda, how sure are you of this information? Because that book is not in circulation. Where are they getting the prints or
Yeah,
publications of that book?
Okay, I'll tell you. We bought one copy. Actually, it's a translation. I think Blue One Ink has published one book, a translation. Actually, it's in Bengali, the primary book. So
Yeah.
it's a translation published by Blue One Ink. So it is available.
shit.
So we bought the book from one bookshop called Bani Library, and
Okay.
they had actually given this bulk. They got the bulk order to deliver to the assembly.
I see. Holy shit.
Yeah.
When did this
So-
book come out? I did not know of this book.
It came about, I think, 2-3 months ago, or more than that.
I see. Guys, check it out here.
So Bijit bought the one copy. Okay. And the owner said that we have got this book delivered to the assembly from their end.
Great. So we have more jobs cut out for us in the narrative space, because if this is in English and all the English speaking commies are going to read it, they are going to be speaking of how the Chief Minister of West Bengal distributed books defending child marriage.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, whatever may be the case, but it has been done. So I don't know what the positive or negative will come out of this. But that's the information I think not too many people would have. I got to know because I was there and they told us. So
Nice.
we were buying, we asked for books on RSS and BJP, and they thought we were Sanghis visiting
Yeah.
College Street.
Oh, so why
that
are
is
you
the
so
case.
interested in buying this book, Bhupenda? Do you also want to do child marriage?
No, I am also very old to do child marriage.
You are in the perfect age to do child marriage. Children don't do child marriage. Old people do child marriage. You are
Let's
right.
see.
for
I
the-
haven't read the book. Actually, Bijitda has bought the book, so he'll able to give bit of information.
on
probably
whether he
once he
also
reads
wants
the
to do
book-
child marriage. Okay.
Let's see. But I think that was an interesting step from. I don't know who suggested Shubhendu or whoever was there to distribute that specific book. So it's an interesting
Bechara.
case. That's why I thought.
Whoever suggested this to Shubhendu probably did it out of just love for Hindutva and has not read the book and doesn't probably know that there is child marriage
No.
stuff. And Shubhendu obviously doesn't know it.
I remember this was being referred to at a large in the CBC debate, where JSD, Mahua Moitra, and all
Yeah.
these people were there, and Mahua Moitra had directly pointed out about this thing, that Chandranath was a proponent of child marriage. So I guess if she joins the Congress in coming days, she will be actually blowing this up out of proportion. Kya ho raha hai? Devi Durga
Yeah.
ko aise dahesh mein de rahe hai and stuff.
Guys, right now we are the most seemingly anti-BJP voice in all of I think YouTube media and stuff. I mean, yeah, there are commies with some YouTube channels and stuff, but anybody with some actually attention on them, nobody is criticizing BJP at all. We are the ones bringing up the lathi charge in Jadavpur. We are the ones bringing up that Chandranath Basu's book is being distributed while it has encouraged or endorsed child marriage and stuff. West Bengal's media houses, man, the more you criticize them, it's still insufficient. They used to be complete choti chatas up until now. They are complete godi now. You can't expect anything out of them. Like why is Arup বিশ্বাস missing all of a sudden? What happened yesterday afternoon onwards when the police went to his house to arrest with Swarup, and then Arup was supposed to get a deadline that he has to surrender by the afternoon, and out of the blue he is absconding and nobody is even asking the question. The media houses, they simply reported that yes, Arup has a deadline. 5 hours later, yes, Arup is absconding. That's all. No questions about what the fuck happened in the middle. So yes, Bengal Godi media is not going anywhere except for the timing. We will get a lot of fun coverage from them about different people getting egged and stuff. Other than that, we are not getting anything from these media houses. Okay. Now, Jagannath Chatterjee, why are we getting Swapan Dasgupta again? No, not again, right?
Okay, I have to leave now.
Okay.
So I wanted to update that information that would be, I think, added to the conversation. So.
Okay. Kids, run. Bhupenda is coming.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night. Neon is saying, I don't think there's any reason to villainize child marriage given the era it was written in. Also, the child marriage Chandranath talks about is between 2 children, not a 56-year-old man. And Neon, the point is not about the context and stuff. It's about what the thing you are telling to me. A bunch of us will have to go on telling the commies and congresses for the next 15 years. That's all. Now, Jagannath Chatterjee, Department of Higher Education, Technical Education, Training and Skill Development Department. Now, in Technical Education, Training and Skill Development, there I think Jagannath Chatterjee will be a very able person. As for higher education, what expectations and hopes do you all have, Dibyendu and Shrayan?
I mean, pardon my ignorance, but what exactly is Jagannath Chatterjee known for? I mean, he's a journalist that I am very aware of.
And he's known for liaisoning with Trinamool.
Yeah, which is why my skepticism. Eventually, he might turn out pretty good. But I do not know of anything about him which I can actually attribute to having or even thinking that he will do something remarkably good in this domain.
No, you see, individuality is not looked upon very highly in RSS and Sangh circles, right? So forget that Jagannath Chatterjee is an individual and stuff. Think of him as a generic RSS senior person. What do you expect from him in West Bengal's higher education ministry then?
Nothing. I mean, what would he do in the higher education ministry? Even in terms of what RSS might try to actually introduce into the discourse, even that needs to be done in the school education sector, na? हायर एजुकेशन में क्या ही करेंगे अब किस 17-18 साल के कॉमी को वो लोग आरएसएस बनाएंगे आई डोंट गेट दैट
नो glories of medication in gobar as PhD obviously why can't that be done
well
on
thing I tell you for a fact that those things are extremely looked down upon and mocked at places like Jadavpur and stuff so
of course so are you saying that Jagannath Chatterjee should have a colonized mind and back away from that fight?
Please.
Just because commies in JU laugh at it, should he back down from his idea?
I look at it like this, that in research, okay, if you're going to actually go down that road, do it well, do it in a structured fashion, set up all the control experiments like you should. Don't go about citing the Vedas in your reference section and then do a bunch of stuff and they would actually have no conclusions. If you actually have the metal, if you want to take up the channel, do it properly. Full support for it because the scientific mind should not have such kinds of preconceived notions about anything.
Yes.
If actually it
does have some
if it actually has some medicinal properties or whatever, go about doing it. What is the problem? You will have all the money to actually invest and at least start 2-3 independent government projects that would be going on.
Yeah.
But follow up with that. Na?
Now, Neon, the way he's furthering the narrative already is exactly what we will need. He's already coming up with counters for commies. This is it, exactly. When commies start cribbing about Chandranath Bosu, we will have to point out to them that Bengal has been leading in child marriages. And that's not because of Chandranath Basu. And Chandranath Basu was writing it in a particular context, historical context. And you always take into account historical context. Otherwise, are you saying that then Ambedkar is a bad person for criticizing Muslims or saying that Hindus are not safe with Muslims? He didn't say Dalits aren't safe with Muslims. He said Hindus aren't safe with Muslims. And Rabindranath on Christianity and Islam and Gyanvapi Mosque. What about that then? That was also just because they were writing in a sort of a historical milieu. All the praise for Shivaji, all the criticism for Bengalis from Rabindranath Thakur for not understanding Chhatrapati Shivaji's message. All of that is coming from these stalwarts. You like So take some child marriage from Chandranath as well. Yeah, go ahead, Dibendu.
So, I also think like some of the universities, like Jadavpur University and all, I'm not sure, but under his term, it can see moving to central government because for a long
Hmm.
time, Institute of
Hmm.
Jadavpur, they want the professors wanted
Hmm.
them to, because they will get much better salary and all, much better fundings from the central government. But obviously, state governments never both left and came, so they won't leave Jadavpur because that's a big like prize for them, right? Having a university. Whether the university go to Khadda, that's a different issue altogether. But we, because that will also the expenditure of the state government, right? That will also decrease for a lot bit, and university will also get some more fundings for research and all. Let's see how. Though it's too early because I don't know the person. Personally, I tried to Google it and all, but didn't find much stuffs on him, except that he was a journalist and all, worked for the paper. Like, let's see.
Yes, the general discourse about him is pretty low, and I mean, I fancy days when they will actually try to make Jadavpur a central university, and then the things that would unfold. My God! And if they actually do that, they would probably try to make it an IIT, right? So one of those
Yeah, yeah.
ex-universities,
India was,
like we have Banaras Hindu University now turned into an IIT, so something like that,
right.
and that would
Yes.
be bizarre if that ever happens.
Um, Shrayan and Dibendu, or even the people in the live chat, do you all see? No, it's probably too far fetched. Do you all see Jagannath Chatterjee doing away with the social science or some of the liberal arts departments in Jadavpur completely?
No, 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 no. In fact, he would go there and say, "और करो, 4-5 और खोलो."
No, Shrayan, in the if he has plans of turning JU into completely a STEM university for those reasons.
I don't think he has that plan. That's because at the end of that, he is a journalist, right? So he isn't a STEM guy either. So I mean, he has to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these people would get me banned in the face. I am already a Nazi by the standards that they follow, you know. So every time I step in, I have to think of myself. Anyway,
Look at
I mean,
these comments.
So that people have been saying for so long now that the JU arts departments need to be shifted to the other campus and bring the engineering departments from there to the main campus. They have not been able to do it. तो खैर मतलब उसकी तो उम्मीद हम छोड़ चुके हैं, हम तो झेलना पड़ेगा.
A lot of BJP skeptics like Bongarian in the live chat are going on saying that Jagannath Chatterjee will only teach Neo Ambedkarism in the classes.
I actually think that. I actually think he might come up with that.
I'm more hopeful on this issue because I believe BJP is doing that just for election arithmetic, and they do not need that stuff in Bengal, especially when all of their cabinet ministers are mainly Brahmins with their castes themselves again. So they probably won't touch that thing with a 10-foot pole right now.
I mean, I don't know. Was Jagannath Chatterjee aware of that fact that he would be given the higher education ministry or something? Because I had heard long back, I mean, right after the elections, that he had probably visited Ashutosh College and something, and I mean, made a lot of people believe that things will be okay and stuff. He made all of these union student leaders and said, "যে, আমি তো তোমাদের পাশে আছি বাবা," or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe he lobbied for it or something. Because it is pretty out of the box, no? Why suddenly this? Nobody was
RSS.
anticipating this.
The
Yeah,
only
that
other
I get.
anticipation was Dr. Kollan Chakraborty of Kollani. He actually teaches in Kollani. But that's beside the point. But he's also from a staunch RSS background, and he's a professor himself of agriculture. So it would make sense that it goes to him. Then Jagannath Chatterjee comes into the picture. But both would be getting the ministry for exactly the same reasons, that they are from RSS, and RSS doesn't want thinks they can do something about education and
Even then,
countering
I
communism.
had heard the name of Kollan Chakraborty being suggested for the education ministry several times from different
Yeah.
people. Jagannath Chatterjee, I had never, honestly. So I don't know. Maybe he wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Maybe he will do. Maybe he will do good things with it. Let's see.
Yeah. Kollan Chakraborty then gets IT, Electronics, Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology. I don't know why. But he also gets Department of Food Processing, Industries and Horticulture, which is exactly his core competence. So what expectations do you all have from RSS man Professor Dr. Kollan Chakraborty on IT and science and technology, biotechnology?
Now, I do not know what exactly. Probably they would come up with something like, Sanskrit in NLP or something. Sanskrit in natural
Oh,
language processing, making a coding
yeah,
language out of Sanskrit. Maybe that might
yeah,
be the worst
that's
thing. That,
happening.
I wouldn't say it necessarily worse, because that, things have been already set into order in those directions.
It's not
Those things are
worse. It's
actually
about
happening.
priorities. It's about priorities and the problems that you need to solve now in the next 15 years before
Yeah,
you go
and
out of power again.
again, information technology and electronics as a standalone ministry, aloof from education, when higher education or technical education, I do not get what's the point of it. Where exactly are you? Okay, if it is with the industry and commerce sector as well, I do not understand what is the point of this ministry standing all by itself, apart from all
Hmm.
the other adjacent ecosystem.
Hmm. Uh, where did this comment go? Yeah, Roger Subronath is saying, can we safely say that the ministerial list shows RSS takeover of Bengal BJP? No, this shows complete takeover of Shubhendu. This is Shubhendu Janata Party now, and Shubhendu with the blessings of RSS, but it's mainly Shubhendu. Native Boiragato is saying BJP couldn't surprise with the CM fest, therefore they did that with the education ministry. Yes, exactly. Neon is saying instead they should introduce the father of sociology of India, that is Binoy Kumar Sarkar. His papers on Hindu theory of state are absolute gold and should be normalized and should be taught in IR and political science, at least undergrad classrooms. Okay, next is, yeah. Oh, we missed out this slide. We ignored Swapan Dasgupta, finance department. Yes, just say that
Yeah, that
name
is discussed.
for the sake of it. Sharad Dutt Mukherjee as health minister and family welfare as well. Pretty good choice.
Yeah, he's an
What
oncologist and
expectations?
he's a pretty
What
senior
expectations
guy.
do you have from him regarding healthcare and the price of healthcare? That's the main issue again, that where socialism is going to be
Yeah,
called
that
upon.
is the problem. The thing is, he eventually at the end of the day is a doctor. So how much he'll be able to cope up with the bureaucracy regarding the health sector, I'm circumspect. Probably at some point he'll be like, heck yeah, burn. He'll get burnt out with stuff, and that is probably one of my, I mean, aspersions I have or I'm afraid of. But as a doctor, he would have certain ideas about the problems. But again, with the larger things coming into picture like administration, the economic aspect of it, I do not know how much he'll be able to do. But at least for the sake of optics, we have an oncologist, senior doctor who is the health minister. So from what we have had for so long, I guess that is good. And I surely think that they have probably thought of it from the optics point of view as well, given what were
Hmm.
happening in the health sector so
Yeah,
far. So I guess that was one
yeah,
of
yeah,
the uh,
And in the last
things.
regime, the ministry, the main issue was like I think the nexus of the and the growth of the antisocials in the healthcare sector was unprecedented. I guess in the last 50 years, every hospital with a dilapidated condition, this nexus of getting beds and all these things. This might end because as a person,
Hmm.
I don't think he's like that Maji or not. What was his name? Who did
Yeah.
dialysis of dog in PG and all right? That
Hmm.
won't be there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
structural change that we replicate, not very sure. But I don't think
yeah.
this mathematics and all will be there as such.
Interesting question from here to learn here. Why did they feel the need to provide free bus fares for women when Annapurna Bhandar was already there, Lokhir Bhandar was already there? Two reasons. I think BJP wanted to show off that they are not doing it reluctantly just for winning elections. That would be the impression if they did just Lokhir Annapurna Bhandar. And secondly, along with this, by extension, Annapurna Bhandar seems like just a copy paste of Lokhir Bhandar. So where are your own original ideas? So they wanted to show some of their own original ideas and therefore did this as well. Because there was no way to do it properly. Like Dilip Ghosh said, we'll have to buy 5,000 government buses first just to apply this bullshit promise. People don't take government buses in West Bengal. And we have all, I think I at least have seen already reports of government buses in some places not stopping for in a bus stand if there are only women passengers waiting because they don't want to face that loss. Tell me something. The earnings of the driver and the conductor, is it at all tied to how many people buy the tickets?
In government
Probably
bus,
not.
no,
Probably not.
They get salaries,
they get salaries.
I
which
guess
is
so
why other
because Because even, I mean, they absolutely have no idea of what is the count on a daily basis. Some day it is very less, on other days it's exploding.
Yeah.
So I think
Which
that
is why
cannot
when
be-
they want to, they drive like absolutely crazy men, because they don't care about
Mhm.
picking people up in reality, right?
Yeah.
Neeraj first broke
And
the
I
back
mean,
sufficient
it
workers
is such a
to.
laughable idea, you know. I have even seen communists opposing it and mocking it like hell. I mean, out of all things, you brought an original idea, and that was making bus rides free for women.
Yeah. Okay. Oil Mandal is pointing out that Dudh Kumar Mandal got Department of Agriculture instead of the agriculture professor who got IT. So we see some weird stuff going on here. Arup Kumar Das gets Department of Irrigation and Waterways. Ajay Kumar Poddar gets Department of PWD. PWD Minister is Ajay Kumar Poddar. He is the Bardhaman West MLA, right? Okay. Ministers of State. Malati Rava Roy, Women and Child Development. Rajesh Mahata, Animal Resources Development and Department of Fisheries. So the Amul factory is going to be celebrated by Rajesh Mahata, I guess, because a lot of cows will be raped for that. Dr. Indranil Khan, Youth Services, Sports,
But this
Youth
is
Minister.
also, I did not get it because a lot of people had anticipated he to be the health minister. And he is this, I guess he too is an oncologist and he's from Poschim Behala and pretty popular over there. So probably he was this young guy and you cannot make him the health minister, but he is fit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do you do? Sports.
Bengal state president of BYGM.
BJYM, yeah.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Joel Murmu gets Department of Tribal Development, Department of Irrigation and Waterways. Great for negotiations. Hare Krishna Bera gets higher education, technical education, training and skill development. Tell me, what's the point of these ministers of state? Are they the ones with the extra expertise or something, or they are just people among whom you need to
I,
redistribute wealth?
I am not aware of this, but what's the point of these many ministers of state with supplementary, I mean, statuses when you could have had some more ministers with other ministries segregated? For
I think
example,
this is just, yeah. Go on.
I definitely think MSME should have had an independent minister. That was not done. So is it like you can have only these many cabinet ministers and then you cannot have any further and you have to accommodate others as MOS? Is it the case? I'm not sure.
Paramita Ghosh is saying and making an interesting point that it's probably for grooming future talent because they might get these ministries in 2031. The other reason might be that this is simply the state handing out status symbols to people all across West Bengal. Let's see so many
That's what I
people
feel.
as powerful as ministers. That's all. Because Avinav is saying here that Dudh Kumar Mandal is one of the oldest BJP workers here in Bengal. That's why he got an honorary post. But he got an honorary post in an important ministry. He should have gotten an honorary post like library minister and stuff. And there he could have gotten all the Sitaram Goel books he wants into the library. But why in agriculture, man? Okay, basically he wants India or Bharat to become Christian. Holy shit, who? I don't know who. Neeraj, this is a serious question. On Salvatore Babanes, he was justifying Christian conversion, that Hindus should be converted to Christianity if it does not suit this video. Can you? I'll have to check out where he has said this and what's exactly his argument and in which video he said this. Can you tell me, Kumar Reddy, where he said this or wrote this? Okay, Bongarian is saying decentralization. Bongarian, it's after all Shubhendu running the game. Doing these stuff is not going to lead to decentralization. It either is going to lead to one person not doing anything at all, or it's going to mean a lot of fights amongst these people. Unless Shubhendu himself, like the benevolent dictator, is trying to foster some competition between ministers to do the best possible job for the department. Sounds a little far-fetched, but that might be a possibility. Otherwise, I don't see the point. Yeah, MOS is an internship.
I do not feel anything is far-fetched. I think he actually might end up doing that at some point. Let's see.
Why isn't Ashok Dinda not appointed with the Youth and Sports Ministry? Yeah, an athlete getting Sports Ministry would be good for eyewash. Okay, but Ashok Dinda does get something else. He's the Minister of State for MSME. Oh my God.
What?
Department of Agriculture Marketing का full ministry.
No. I genuinely believe MSME deserved better because you see, with all the patches which are not what to say, part of a single line of big industry, MSME is actually pretty. I mean, in Bengal, MSME does pretty well
Yeah.
compared to several other states. The status of MSME in Bengal is much better. So
The only issue with MSME in Bengal is that there is a lot of ghapla in the MSME stats. That's all. A lot of people with
but then
every business setup is designated as MSME.
But then with somebody like Swapan Dasgupta at finance and with Shubhendu holding all those, I mean, ministries he's holding, probably they could have managed it better. I don't know.
Hmm. So no Minister of State for Finance, right? Cultural Affairs, Purnima Chakraborty, Kaushik Chaudhary. I don't know any of these people. I've not heard of any of these people. Do you all know any of these people?
Purnima
Vishal
I have
Lama.
heard of Purnima Chakraborty pretty frequently.
Shashi Paja.
What?
Purnima
Sorry,
Chakraborty,
sorry.
I think, Shashi Paja is from Shantopur. That
Oh,
like,
I see.
Okay.
he's from Shevait of some Mandir and all.
Oh, acha. What ministry she got? Information and Cultural Affairs and Department of Tourism. So yeah, this means in the near future she'll probably become the Information and Cultural Affairs and Tourism Minister, and at least maybe divide the task
Yeah.
with Shankar Ghosh, or get information and culture and do a lot of religion stuff.
Information and culture is with Shubhendu right now, no?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's he might give up at some point.
Yeah, he is grooming her for this. Department of School Education and Department of Fire and Emergency Services. Bhaskar Bhattacharya, Divakar Bharami. Okay, by the Vishal Lama is from Kalimpong, right? Yeah, this Home and Hill Affairs Department, Ministry of Affairs and Madrasa Education Department is MOS is Vishal Lama. Oh, this will be fun. A Nepali boy man heading this.
I guess they did it on purpose to actually make this point that the minority thing is not just Muslims. Probably that is the point
Yes.
they're trying to make.
Nitai Paul, thank you for reminding me about that post. Yes, Polomi's time has come. She now knows that yes, we all have defeated the Trumbull. Now she's just going to be a run-of-the-mill commie. So we will now have to become enemies now. Yes, that idiotic post of Polomi will be countered. Wait, keep reminding me by the end of the live stream. She wrote an insane post about Swapan Dasgupta and Tapas Roy. Do we have an archaeology ministry? Yes, the ones that's unearthing all the arms and weaponry and money of Trinamool. The police is running the archaeology ministry right now. Divakar Gharami, Kolita Maji, Department of Housing. Holy shit. Is Kolita Maji the person who used to be a house help and has now become the minister?
That's
Okay.
that's
She gets a housing ministry. Holy cow.
and who was housing
Gargi Das.
ministry with? I guess it was with education guy. Na? Deepak Burman also had housing ministry under him as the
Yeah,
cabinet minister.
yeah, most probably. Let's just confirm. Yeah, housing with
Yeah,
Deepak Burman. Gargi Das Ghosh, Biraj Vishwas, Dipankar Jana, Sumana Sarkar, Health and Family, no important departments here. By the Governor, Manoj Kumar, Order of the Governor, Manoj Kumar Agarwal, Chief Secretary. Okay, that's it here. Anything fun here?
Just a random question: who do you think would be standing up from Nondigram?
Let's give it a thought. Who from Nondigram now? Because the only guy who will be contesting from Nondigram will be someone who is very important as a minister or something, right? It won't be any random MLA, I guess. They don't. There's no ministry left for them to really wait for, and to put up a minister there, right? So it might just be a random Shubhendu posse who becomes MLA from there then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Proloy Paul. Yeah. Proloy Paul. That firebrand guy, he might be from Nondigram now. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. There was an interesting comment here. Boisham Payon show. Shubhendu Da will prove to be the best CM of West Bengal. Let's see. What happened to Archikor victim's mom? She became an MLA. টিএমসি কেউ দাঁড়াতে চাইছে না। Oh yes, yes. No one's going to contest now. Shishir Adhikari and he will be minister. That would make sense, but he's too old. He doesn't leave his home too much anymore, Abhinav. Do we have this on good authority? Did any significant source tell you this? Because of his age, I don't think this is possible anymore.
Shubhendu's brother is
So I
also,
think Pralay Paul.
right?
His brother is already an MLA. Both his brothers are, one is an MLA and one is an MP already.
But the brother is not a minister, no?
No.
No, no.
I guess weren't there all the probably it was in that whole list that came out in the very beginning, but one of Shubhendu's brothers was given a lot of ministries. That did not actually occur in reality. He got nothing basically. I guess Shubhendu Shekhar Roy was given.
Shubhendu Adhikari.
Okay, we are nearing the end of the live stream, so we will take up Polomi's point as well, and we'll just answer these 2-3 questions. Okay, as usual, we have an English live stream and a question in Bengali. So the question is that I always say that government institutions will always screw up in comparison to private institutions. Then why do people in India mainly usually send their children to study BSc and MSc only in government institutions, not private institutions? Because the government is so corrupt that private institutions get random accreditations, which might be just a piece of paper and nothing else after your graduation is done, like Abhishek Banerjee himself found out. So for those reasons, people send their kids to government schools, government colleges, nothing else. Okay. Yeah, this is an important point. Shankorda literally doesn't get any important ministry. I really hoped he would get some significant ministry. I am disappointed with Shankar Ghosh's profile. Okay, now let's check out.
I generally feel he should have got the technical education ministry or something, higher education ministry.
Yes.
And
Now we will check out Polomi's post. Yeah, go ahead.
Jagannath Chattopadhyay could have had tourism because he was a journalist at the end of the day. And I mean, he could have done a good job. Probably he has roamed around a lot. If he's a journalist, he could have had tourism. I felt Shankar Ghosh could have been utilized better.
Yes. Okay, Polomi's post. Her surname is Polomi Das, right? Check out this insane post. Wait. No, Polomi Das is this actress, and I'm not going to find that Polomi Das if the actress also has this name. How do I find her profile? What's her name? Hothat Jodi Utlo Kotha.
Nag.
Sorry?
Polomi Nag.
Okay. Polomi Nag. Yeah, found her. Found her profile. Yeah. Here is the post. I'll just translate it on ChatGPT and then show you all. Just to show the post for a while by the time I translate it. This is the post. I'm translating it in English so that my time is not wasted. So yeah, she says, I congratulate the state government for entrusting the two most important departments for achieving the goal of building a quote-unquote golden Bengal, finance and industry, to Honorable Minister Taposh Roy and Honorable Minister Swapan Dasgupta. She's being sarcastic about it, obviously. Then she says, Taposh Roy at the age of 70, armed with a law degree, will usher in a new wave of industrial growth. And even more importantly, Swapan Dasgupta at the age of 70, with a doctorate in philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy, School of Oriental and African Studies, University of London in 1980, will manage the finance ministry. Okay, Polomi for some reason is hinting that Doctorate of Philosophy, which is literally the full form of PhD, means inherently a PhD in philosophy. I'm very surprised that Polomi does not know that, or there's some communication gap here, because this is an absolute retarded take from her. Then she says, if the two gentlemen face any difficulties, I hope that during one of the most economically challenging periods in West Bengal's history created by commies, the generosity of the double-engine government will ensure that these two ministries are kept under close supervision from Delhi. Appropriate mechanisms will be created so that coordination between there and here and there proceeds without any inconvenience. Today, Bengal has finally been liberated from the curse of lamppost scholarships and trade mill budgets and has been fully delivered into Delhi's hands. By writing this, I have repaid the debt of earning my degree in journalism. Really? You need to ask for a refund from the teacher who taught you about PhDs. Please don't come below and ask whether Honorable Arjun Singh, now that he has become the transport minister, will personally start driving an auto rickshaw on the roads. Of course, it is an entirely separate matter that Sharadat Mukherjee, who has become the health minister, happens to be a doctor by profession. That is purely so. Basically, in the end, her main qualm is that why aren't Taposh Roy and Swapan Dasgupta as economists or industrialists themselves? So let's start, Polemy. What did the previous previous three finance ministers with an economics background achieve for the state? And why is the finance minister of Chhattisgarh, who is not from a finance background, working so well? What's the mystery behind that? But even other than that, Dipendu and Srayan, do you all have an opinion on this? Must practitioners of a profession become the ministers in that profession? Because there might be an argument of that the ministers are simply administrators, so why have an expertise, a core competence on that particular profession? But after all, the administration is going to be of that ministry is going to be taken up by the bureaucrats also. The minister is only there for the vision direction and for vibes, for optics. Why then shouldn't only people from the economics background get finance ministry?
The best answer for this is, for the last two terms, the RBI governor is not an economist. But Shaktikanto Das consecutively 2 times got the best banker award. So it's an administration game. It's not like to do some big calculations and get economics and stuff. But we have many examples that economists are there and they fucked up big. We know in our state also, right? So it doesn't matter in that way. If RBI can be run by non-economists, West Bengal economics can also be run by non-economists. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, here
Yeah, go ahead, Srayan.
One can always point out that it's better to have a person of profession for the ministries. But then your people of profession from MIT and the lady who was there, I mean, well, I mean,
Hey,
just look at
Chandrima,
the
ota kore dao. Shubhendu mocked that. Oh my god, that was the best troll of all time.
Chandrima was a finance full-time finance minister. He was minister of state. So Bengal didn't have a full minister. Finance. Mamata Banerjee was
And-
also not a finance minister.
Yes.
Amit Mitra
Fine, if he
himself was a pretty old guy, no? So why
Yeah.
did not these things come up back then? And I mean, thankfully, nobody said that Buddhadev Bhattacharya is such an old guy. How will he come up and meet the aspirations of the young people of West Bengal? Let's make a 25-year-old the chief minister.
Great,
Why not that?
Srayan. Buddhadev Bhattacharya achieved all of the things that Polomi thinks Swapan Dasgupta and Taposh Roy cannot do simply because of their age and their degree. Buddhadev Bhattacharya did exactly all of that with a fucking Bengali honors degree, and he didn't even complete that, or he got really low marks in that, I've heard. And he did that with an MIT pass out finance minister who wrecked the state. So it was all up to Buddhadev himself. He was doing it based on all the McKinsey development plans and WBIDC plans with ICICI. So yeah, degree didn't matter for Amit Mitra, Ashok Mitra, Chandrima, and Ashim Dasgupta. Nor did it matter for Buddhadev.
Simply, if we look at Dr. Manmohan Singh, when was his economic nature actually put to use? When the Prime Minister was Narasimha Rao, who actually gave him a free hand to do the things he wanted to do. ऐसा तो नहीं था कि जब वो प्रधानमंत्री बने, he was no more the same economist guy. What could he actually achieve beyond the, nuclear deal and stuff from 2004 to 14? There was nothing significant.
Yeah.
So it's not the.
Oh, sorry, Ashim Dasgupta was not the finance minister. No, Paramita Ghosh. Nirupam Sen was the industries minister. Finance minister was Ashim Dasgupta.
He's still alive.
This is an interesting question. What are you guys expecting from the West Bengal budget? Firstly, pay DA, of course, 7th pay commission. And which
Pay commission
sectors do
will
you?
2-3 years. Then so pay commission will forget. DA they will announce what I got to know because my uncle is a Tommy and he is Jadavpur University ex-prof. So he was telling me कि might be some announcements of DAs and all. Okay.
Hmm.
Seventh pay commission तो will I think it takes a couple of years to actually actualize. But yeah, DA will be there. I think
Hmm.
that was Subandhu was
Do
very
you
clear.
see any specific ministry getting some insane amounts of increase in budget? Any pet departments of this government?
I wouldn't
The
say
ministry.
pet, but I think health for some reason. Although that would not be a reasonable thing to do all that much, but probably for some reason they would pour a lot of money into health and education.
Education
If
as
they
well, because a
actually,
lot of hirings, a lot of empty posts,
yeah,
vacant
yeah,
posts
yeah,
will needed to be filled. So a lot of increase in budget will be going into that. But I think tourism is going to get a huge funding, I think.
yeah. Tourism they have been speaking of for very long, and I do not think if they have actually made Shankar Ghosh the tourism minister, I don't think they have made a scapegoat of him or anything. They intend to actually help him significantly achieve things and stuff. And then very soon in the discourse you will have the cultural things coming up, ye corridor, wo corridor, Kali
Yeah,
Ghat
yeah,
ko improve
yeah,
karenge, and
yeah.
those things.
That stuff is going to come
Yeah,
in.
thanks that.
What
That
about
was.
the ministry that Agnimitra for the urban planning? Will it get
No, no,
much?
no, 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 no. I do not have any hopes with that. Urban planning ko leke, I do not have any hopes. No.
Hmm. Yeah, I think she's there for optics only. Can Hooghly district be a military industrial complex? Holy shit, it can. It has the necessary conditions and resources, I believe. I wonder if such a vision.
In fact, I guess it was only last day that Shaman Dasgupta spoke about reviving the Adi Ganga, na? Clean up the
I don't know.
Tali's Nala and everything. Yeah, he spoke about that in brief. So
Oh, that
probably
has
if
been
they
done many
revive
times.
it,
That can't be executed. Shravan Dasgupta has these two projects. If you are saying he has talked about this as well, these two projects then, which makes no sense and will go nowhere. He is very fascinated with trams as well, and it almost reminds me of Sheldon Cooper being obsessed with trains. And
and
if
then
he's
there was
obsessed
the
with cleaning up the
yeah.
Nala,
And there was the Robindo Sarovar stretch, but I think already a lot of the Robindo Sarovar stretch is a heritage thing, na?
hmm.
मतलब
Yeah.
एक side पे तो it is already done.
The main thing the mayor has to take care of is that Chhat Puja is not celebrated in Rabindra Sarovar. The environment minister, urban planning minister, all of them have to take care of that. And we'll have to also see what does Arjun Singh say about that. But other than that, uh, this Talinala improving thing is not going to work because there is no flow of water. You'll clean it up, someone will throw something again, and it will stay there again. There's no flow of water. How are you going to change geography just
They
because of
tried to barricade it
emotions?
as well. I guess a large part of it they barricaded, but then there was this
Yeah,
diversion near the Kogunoi Kalimundi stretch where it is
yeah,
open and people actually throw
yeah.
stuff what they want to throw. क्या करेंगे?
আর ভাই যেতে যেতে ব্যারিকেডের উপর দিয়ে ছুটতেও কি আছে and
And actually,
the
on the
encroachments by the banks, has that been kicked out, all the encroachments throughout the nala?
it is still there on Adiganga in both the
Oh
sides of
fuck.
the banks. How will it? How will you, what will we
Although
do?
I guess that would be done.
Then the Mamata Banerjee's half house will be need to be broken. Okay, in the book of
Yeah, that
Deepak Ghosh, no, in the book of Deepak Ghosh, he has said so. On the banks, if you need to do encroachment, you need to take permission from port trust. Okay, so the house
yeah,
of
yeah,
Mamata expanded on the bank without anything. If that is
yeah,
going to this house needs to be demolished. So that will
yeah.
be a magnificent scene. Whether that
Okay,
will
now
go.
Boishampayan, you seem to be a guy from your DP from the Bengal right wing circle and ecosystem, so I believe you should be the one suggesting them these things. Go tell them that we need a military industrial complex hub in West Bengal. Okay, Neon is saying, when are people going to understand that having a degree and being able to secure tenure in academia does not translate well into public policy, leadership, vision, etc.? Is this a rhetorical question or are you asking me for a timeline, bro? No, I'm not answering that. Budget-wise, there should be a very high IT procurement budget with a clause of 50% production locally. I say this because Indian IT is in turmoil and new investments are being sucked up by AI.
No, no, no. There is a lot of work to be done there, na? वो ना ऐसे करने से
Hmm.
नहीं होगा, उसमें बहुत दिक्कतें हैं. Simply whatever you are actually equipping the people with, that is garbage. From where these things are reached, I think, you can invest over there, but I think that investment right now would go completely waste, given what the other things you'd actually be focusing with. So rather, I feel let the private sector actually do whatever they're trying to do over there. Let more people like Sarvam and etc. come out, and eventually, actually, the only legitimate way is what Ashok Lahiri had probably said in your podcast itself. Ki people actually have to go out, वहाँ से they'll have to learn, come back if they're patriotic
Yeah.
enough, and disseminate it. There is no other way. Because we are so
Yeah.
far behind, any kind of investment by the state is not going to help at all. वो पैसा बर्बाद होगा.
Now, this is a good point as well. Now, since Shubhendu has done a lot of things that has taken us by surprise, do you think this can also happen? That we get idols built only with organic matter that is biodegradable?
That will
Because
happen, and
that would require a huge supply side shift as well. That can't be done within 1 or 2 years. Or what do you think he'll do something to change this situation?
probably gradually. And I also feel that regarding the Visarjon of these Pratimas in Babu Ghat and places like that, the system would be improved a lot. Because the way they were doing things, picking the idols with bulldozer and the head of Ma Durga would fall off, those things actually would be a major issue around this Durga Puja. So probably
Yeah.
if that continues at least this year, maybe it will be the commies who would come up with देखो हमारी देवी का हमारी बेटी का अपमान कर रहे हैं, and that would be sorted by next year. So that would happen.
Any hope for Jessup factory reopen or reuse? I have not heard of this factory. Do you all have any thoughts on this?
Not informed about what it is and stuff.
There's a lot. There's so much closed factories in Bengal, very hard to track.
Yeah. One gripe is that the scale at which Durga Aradhana happens in Bengal, the amount of matter, even if it's biotic, it will create a massive load of alluvium on Maganga. I see. Yeah. Will data centers come into Bengal? I believe so. Yes. The government's role is big in providing infra and SEZs. Yes.
If
Yes,
data
Nirajan, I
centers
shall
do come up
definitely.
in Bengal, my problem is with the water scarcity that might eventually come up from that money. I
Yes.
am skeptic about it.
This is a great idea, Boishampan. Bengali Hindu Holocaust Memorial in West Bengal, and I hope the government doesn't fund it. There are enough rich Bengalis and middle class Bengalis to fund this. It won't take much money. Maybe the maintenance can be taken up by RSS, Hindu Jagran Manch, etc. But making definitely should not be done by the government. But if the government is going to fund madrasas, then why not? What are your views on Arjun Singh becoming the new transport and labor minister? Hitesh Goswami, I'm seeing two possibilities with this. Either he's been given those ministries simply because he's a street fighter, gets many votes, etc. He deserved to get some ministry, therefore this was shoved down his throat. Or these ministries require a lot of strong arming, therefore a strong man was given this ministry. Small statue of Gopal Patha in Howrah. Yes, that might just happen. There is a statue of Gopal Patha in Howrah, right? Oh, not Howrah. It's there where he used to live. But who's going to start talking about the Savarkar statues? I told the Hindu Jagran Manch guys to destroy the Lenin statue in 8B and make a Savarkar statue there. I don't think they're going to take that up. It's going to be Shama Prasad Mukherjee statues everywhere, not much Savarkar statues. But we deserve some Savarkar statues. West Bengal needs expressways across the state. Yes, memorial for SP Mukherjee is already being... 125 feet statue for Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Jessup was the biggest factory in Dum during CPIM. It got closed. I see. Does that company exist right now, Shayan? Who is even going to restart it? A big improvement needed in ecotourism in Bengal. Bankura and Purulia has dense forest and expensive woods, and the forest sector is heavily corrupted and avoided. And there is a lot of ecotourism that has come up in under Trinamool's time as well, but we know what business coming up under Trinamool's time means. So if we send some archaeologists there, we'll dig up bundles of money there again. Yeah, go on.
Purulia, I definitely think they would revive because there is this Ayodhya Hill and Sita Kund and probably it is a part of the corridor where Lord Rama was during Vanvas. So if they actually pay some attention, those things will be done. And already it's a pretty famous place for ecotourism because there is rock climbing and stuff going on. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट करेंगे तो हाँ जरूर it will.
Oh, he's
People
saying this
actually
is close to my place,
go
so would love
for
the
rock
views of
climbing in
land. Yeah, I have myself done rock climbing in Bero and Shirkabad with rock climbing groups. Okay, there was one other important point. Yeah, Bush Umpian is saying we need to use Bengali film industry to propel. The rest of the sentence is not important, Bush Umpian. The first half of the sentence does not apply in real life. There is no we here who can use the film industry to do anything. That's not how filmmaking and creativity works. At best, you can ask somebody to do it, or maybe pay a bunch of money to do it, and somebody will definitely again rip off BJP for this stuff, or rip off a bunch of Hindu billionaires to fund their Bengali masculinity, Hindu masculinity movie. But it can't go about that way. It has to be done carefully. It has to be done in able hands, and there has to be a market for it. And the market is not there, not sitting there waiting for Bengali Hindu masculine movies. They are waiting for good movies. And if there happens to be some good Bengali Hindu masculinity inside a otherwise good movie, only then will people accept it. Dhurandhar has Hindu masculinity. It's not a Hindu masculinity film. It's a spy thriller in that way. And I just don't believe anybody in existing Tollywood has the skills to make a film on Bengali Hindu masculinity, bro. Their brains are beyond fucked. And that has been fucked with Brahmo education for generations in their families because they come from elite Bengali families. Only hope is from those Academy of Fine Arts generations and further. No one else can make that stuff. Forget that. The huge land is still there. You can see the same during Damdam Cantonment to Joshua Road metro station. I see.
Acha, by the way, the BJP won in Uttar Para, na? So nothing about Sri Aurobindo making a statue of him or anything?
The last thing Aurob বিশ্বাস
BJP
did
didn't do any
before
Uttar Para.
he went out of power was make up an Aurobindo statue. In
Yeah.
front of
well, if it
the
is
Aurobindo Institute.
ki bolo yaar.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, I had posted the picture of that, no? So, where he put up that Sri Aurobindo statue, it was opposite the Future Foundation School, which is run by the Aurobindo Institute. So, there used to be a club called Foressi Club. Then he termed it Aurobindo Park. It used to be Foressi Mart. Now it's Aurobindo Park. And then right after they made a park out of it by putting barricades around that otherwise open field. It was used for Jubo Shati Prokalpo, Lokhir Bhandar form fill up, etc. And the main wall of that park had that epic quote, which has now been painted over, unfortunately. It said, "Srishtir Sroshta Mamata Banerjeer Damal Chele Aurob বিশ্বাস." So at that sentence practically equated Mamata Banerjee with Lord Shiva, Vishnu, everyone. Like I said, gods jayengi. So Mamata Banerjee is apparently the creator of creation itself. And her prodigy Aurob বিশ্বাস made that feel, okay? Now it just says Foressi Mart or something. But that has been painted over. I think our Srishti is over. Our Srishti Sroshta is in Delhi. Your views on Shatabdi Roy?
Bizarre that has been attributed to Aurob বিশ্বাস. I mean, his followers
Yeah.
proudly load this public toilet has been made by our Purapita Aurob বিশ্বাস or something. My God.
Yeah.
And there is his face beside the public toilet. Can you imagine?
Yes.
It's an open toilet which stinks, and then there is Aurob বিশ্বাস smiling at you the moment you want to enter. You know,
Yeah.
Sorry, Olu.
Yeah, so that you don't go and masturbate inside that public toilet. You know, it's always said to masturbation addicts that Jesus is watching. So you know that Aurob বিশ্বাস is watching. Srishti Sroshtar, Damal Chele is watching when you are masturbating. So don't.
This is across all public. There is Anuprana's photos on every public toilet.
Yeah. Your views on Shatabdi Rai. Okay, my problem is I always mix up between Devashree Rai and Shatabdi Rai. Who is the woman who is not very associated in Trinamool assholiness and is more bothered about animal rights and dog rescue and stuff? Is that Shatabdi Rai or Devashree Rai? Devashree Rai, right?
no sure.
He is
Okay.
in.
Shatabdi Roy is the lady who was making all these bizarre comments till now. And
Oh yeah, I
suddenly-
can't stand Shatabdi Rai. Yeah, Skandabar, that's my view on Shatabdi Rai. Any gali you can apply for any Trinamuli, applied for her as well.
He was a
Um,
very associate of that guy from Birbhum. अरे केष्टो Mondol.
Oh, acha acha. Bangarian is asking the important question: who the fuck masturbates in a public toilet? Whoever the fuck masturbates in B grade cinema halls watching a movie in front of 50 other people
Or who had booked
at
those
33
beds
minutes. Yeah.
on off seasons.
Yeah, exactly. Kumar Reddy is saying, asking me to watch the video about where Salvatore Babones has allegedly asked for conversion of all Hindus in India. Problem is, that will be too out of topic for today. But which video should I look up, Kumar Reddy? Tell me the title of the video, because links don't come in the chat here. Tell me the title of the video, and then someday we'll check it out. Okay. Okay, then we are pretty much done. Do we have a Chittaranjan Das statue? Also, is the both as Gumnai Baba matter going to be taken up? No, that's not going to be taken up. We have some Chittaranjan Das statues. By the way, guys, do you all know S.S. Roy, Siddhartha Shankar Rai is the grandson of Chittaranjan Das?
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. Boyshampayan is saying, one angle that not many are thinking is, what if Congress, ISF, and Humayun Kabir alliance is formed before 29 Lok Sabha? I think that destroys any fighting chance for left. It would be a preferred alliance for Muslim. Yeah, quite possible. Okay, then closing remarks, Dibendu and Swayan, based on the ministerial candidates. So overall, how happy or sad are you?
I'm pretty happy with the finance. Education, I have no hopes now. I really don't know. At least with higher education. With school education, maybe they'll do something. As of now, with higher education, I do not see much. With rest of the things and industries and all those things that are being held by Shuhindu Adhikari, I am very hopeful. And with the Delhi lobby and Ashok Lahiri over where he is, and Sanjeev Sanyal giving his inputs, I'm pretty optimistic about at least the major chunk of unemployment problem would be addressed severely and solved drastically before the next elections. That would be done. As far as those,
even if it is through unsustainable models like simply filling up the vacancies in all government positions and PSUs, even if it is that way, employment is definitely going to be taken care of. Yeah, finish your point.
Yeah, it would be both ways, and they would heavily industrialize the northern parts. The moment they'll start, then there will be protests in Jadavpur and Falana Dimkana places ki environment ko barbaad kar rahe. That is what I'm hoping for. That would have to be countered at that point. And as far as the hopes of, look, I would like to ask this to you. What are your thoughts on the education ministry? If the person as the education minister would have been somebody else, would you have been more hopeful about certain discourses being opened up sooner?
Only person better than this would be if Swapan Dasgupta was heading higher education ministry. Other than that, anybody else would do the same job. They just have to take care of corruption, fill up the vacancies. That's all. Nothing more is going to come out of this.
And at some point, I actually thought that कि भाई इतना सारा इंतजामात अगर हुआ ही है, मतलब already it is done in the central lobby and stuff. तो किसी और को education, मतलब finance minister दे दो और Swapan Dasgupta should be the education minister. That would have done a lot of things, but otherwise, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Dibendu?
Yeah, almost on the similar lines only. So, finance minister Swapan Dasgupta is like the best choice that could have been. Apart from that, like the ministries, so Shubhendu didn't get much ministries under his umbrella also as compared to last Mamata regime.
Yeah.
He got a much more number under the umbrella.
Yeah.
Many of the ministers are well mapped, but some actually didn't make sense. Like for example, and like Shankar Ghoshal should have given much more important portfolio and all. This all looks good, but yeah, it's too early to comment. But yeah, I'm hopeful that there will be relatively much less scam and all these malpractices will be there. Industrialization and jobs will be much more there. Let's see, but it's too early to comment on that. But yeah, mostly looks good.
Okay. To end the live stream then on a depressing note, I'll take this question up on the third consecutive day in a row. Shayan Paul, we have discussed this in detail in a Bengali live stream. Do check that out. It's called Garib Lok Khete Pacche Na and BJP Footpath Barabari. There we have elaborated all our views, and we took it up yesterday as well. But just to touch upon it once again, BJP is cleaning rail stations because rail stations are there for the people who are going to get into trains, and they deserve clean railway stations. And the hawkers are there because of commie policies, because they could not become workers in a factory or have other stable careers and jobs and stuff. And the industry that they run is absolutely corrupt. They are left absolutely vulnerable with no legal protection. They are completely in cahoots with absolutely violent, illegal, murderous mafia in the region. And often these hawkers are outsiders who are taking up the jobs or the potential jobs of the local hawker who wants to do hawkery there, but cannot afford the tola to the local tolabaj. Your more important question is BJP losing voters for this? I believe absolutely not. Firstly, because it has happened in history in West Bengal, that Trinamool has done it, CPM has done it, and they have not lost voters because of this. Just because it has not happened in history does not mean it cannot ever happen anymore. But I believe it will not be an election issue for the same reasons that it has never been an election issue, which is by the time the next 4 years happen, these people will all have fine, nice jobs, earning opportunities in many, many other avenues. And by the way, a lot of these hawkers will become legal hawkers first and foremost by applying for tenders and stuff, because not that all of those railway stations are not going to go scot-free of any eateries and stuff. You are not going to be starving in the railway station. So there will be other shops coming up in their places. And that's what we think of hawkery. And even if it happens in College Street, Kolkata, where a lot of people have, a lot of right-wingers also have a problem with, I do not have a problem with, if it clears up footpaths. Yeah, go ahead, Shrayan.
I guess the Calcutta High Court has passed an interim order or something with the hawker eviction. Need to check it out. Although most of it is done, I suppose, already. But they have passed something asking them to stop it for the time. Yeah. Let's see.
How do you join CSK Vanguard? See, the criteria is that you'll have to, first of all, I mean, the literal criteria is you'll have to send your Aadhaar card to me via email. But the main point is that you'll have to be involved in our activities and stuff, whether it's online. Online means debating, and first of all, having some sort of baseline agreement with our views from the College Street Kolkata channel here. We believe in the Hindutva 2.0 kinds of things, nationalism with libertarianism, staunch free market policies, etc., completely anti-reservation, etc., but also acknowledging that casteism exists, has happened, etc., not coming up with bullshit like it happened after 1947 or after 1776, 1775, that stuff. So if you are from Kolkata, it will be great, of course, if you can meet up with us on every weekend, as we do already. The long-term goal is to create a pressure group, a completely able debate team that has great people, educated people in its ranks, who can go to any TV debate or online debate or typing debate under any comment section and wreck commies. We have mainly two broad goals: convincing commies of right-wing arguments and convincing socialist Hindutwadis of pro-market arguments. That's all. If you're ready to do these stuff, then join Vanguard. That's all. I do have some suggestions about, I wanted to email. Is it one? Yes, it's the one in the description. indieconsciousness@gmail.com. They aren't losing voters. The hawkers didn't vote for BJP anyways. They vote for of course. Thanks a lot, Shrayan. Thanks a lot, Dibendu. Thanks a lot, people in the live chat. Good night, guys. See you all soon. Bye-bye.
আছে কত কে জানে আমারে অভিধানে, অথচ আমি একা কেন হেঁটেছি তাকে বা জানে। তোমার মতো আছে কত কে জানে আমারে অভিধানে, অথচ আমি একা কেন হেঁটেছি তাকে বা জানে। দেরি হয়ে গেল পৌঁছতে, পথ ভুলেছি আবার। আমি যদি ভুলে গিয়ে থাকি, মনে রাখার কি দরকার? দেরি হয়ে গেল পৌঁছতে, রাখার কি দরকার? এ হাওয়াতে যদি দিই মিশিয়ে গানে, তাতে কোনো ক্ষতি হয়তো সরে গেছে আমার পায়ের তলার মাটি। এ হাওয়াতে যদি দিই মিশিয়ে গানে, তাতে কোনো ক্ষতি হয়তো সরে গেছে আমার পায়ে তোলার মাটি। আরো দূরে চলে যাব আমি, শুধু তোমার দিকে, যেখানে পথ মিশে গেছে শুধু তোমার চোখে। আরো দূরে চলে যাব